Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. Press play. Press play. Press play. Don't pause. 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 Press play. Switch it up. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't press. Don't press. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. Press play. Press play. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Play.
What the f*** was that? What do you want to hear repeatedly on the radio this year?
Something that sounds like the music I already listened to, but with different words.
Dunno really. Oh, if it's on, I'll listen to it.
Loud guitars, tattoos, anything else is a bonus.
I'd need to ask my friends what they think first.
Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to the Brawl League Fool's Gold 1v1 tournament for North America. Yesterday was EU and today it's the turn for North American players. My name's Blackout. I'm joined by Lorman. We're gonna help you get through this tournament. We're gonna cast this for you. And the first match we're gonna see is Anime Fan 1266 versus Rexy. Sorry, Lorman, for not asking you how you've been. So how have you been? Are you excited?
I'm honestly pretty hype. We have a pretty good bracket so far, and I don't know, man. I'm just looking forward to some really good games. Really looking forward to seeing some really good Brawlhalla. I mean, you can already see, we got some pretty spicy characters lined up. So you already know it's gonna be a banger. So yeah, I mean, I'm ready.
Yeah, so am I. Do you have any predictions or any people that you wanna see just win this thing?
I want to see Hazen. I want to see Hazen. I remember meeting him back in 2019. Really awesome guy. But so I know he's kind of person I'm looking at. Hope he does well. EXO, another guy I also want to see doing well. So yeah, man. But honestly, I'm just here to watch some pretty good Brawlhalla. But those are the two that I'm personally looking forward to seeing. I hope they make it all the way.
Yeah, I also saw Hazen being this far, so I'm looking forward to them as well. I also saw Zakoi, so I'm very much looking forward to that match as well. But right now we're going into Rexy against Anime Fan Mordex versus what is it? Amethyst, I think, the Zone
Yep.
crossover.
That is going to be the Amethyst. And again, I mean, Amethyst we know is a Zol crossover, so we know there's going to be a lot of damage coming out, and already we're seeing some very high intensity action here. Almost gets the carry off, but will not be able to finish the combo.
Getting them already into the orange in the first 20 seconds of the game, having a very strong lead already. Maybe
Yeah.
the next D-Light Nair will kill now that they are in the red. This
Uh,
is looking good for Rexy.
Again, we are on Brawlhaven, so basically all of the the kill boxes are going to be shortened. So you got to be really, really careful on this map, especially against characters like Amethyst, because they don't really have to go into red to kill you. They can literally just rack up enough damage, and they'll be like, all right, and you're dead. And Brawlhaven is such a short map that it's possible. And my goodness, the Amethyst is putting so much pressure onto the Mordex. And that is a very substantial lead coming in for Anime Fan.
This is a very dominant start. I don't think Rexy is feeling very comfortable right now. Maybe they're gonna switch the map after this. Maybe they're gonna switch the Mordex pick. Because we haven't seen them do a lot aside from taking damage. So I don't know how they're gonna deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, the Amethyst just looks like, she has his number. I mean, Rexy can't really get in. Well, naturally as I say that, he gets the kill. But, I mean, it just looks like for the majority of the match, Rexy's just not been able to find the openings, find the openings for these strings. And Anime Fan is just looking just a lot more comfortable in this matchup. Again, she is able to rack up more damage in a shorter amount of time. And you can see just how brutal this axe really is. But his cannon is also severely punishing as well. That might just be the game. That is going to be the 2-0 in terms of stocks. And Anime Fan will go up 1-0 in the set.
What a difference. 177 and 566. Is Rexy gonna switch it up? I think they might go off the Mordex pick since they're waiting so long. Ooh, the Scarlet.
Oh, and that's not just any Scarlet skin. I believe that is a special Scarlet skin of the YouTuber Schwerpy. So hopefully he'll be able to work some of that magic into this game. But if I mean, I guess if you're looking at this Amethyst versus Scarlet, I still favor this Amethyst in this matchup. But again, Scarlet Sig, I mean, we know that recently with the patch, the down Sig on the hammer got nerfed. So he will not be able to get those, really crazy D-Sig kills. So, but the other Sigs are pretty strong. Like, they're still pretty good. And even the down Sig is still pretty powerful as well. So hopefully things go better for Rexy in the second round on the Scarlet.
Yeah, like you said, it got nerfed, but that doesn't mean it's still garbage. It went from being absolutely overpowered to, I guess you could say balanced. I think it's fine in my opinion. So I'm curious if we're actually gonna still see some D-Sig action from Rexy. But right now they're getting edge guarded by Anime Fans X. Sidelight indeed Nair. Into a Sair. Rexy already looking at the deep orange, in the red even now, and the weapon throw takes it in the first 30 seconds.
I mean, again, the important thing that you have to keep in mind with these matches, right, is if you're down like this, mentality is everything. You know, I believe that when you get to the competitive, even when you're in community tournaments, it's all about the mental game. How can you keep yourself calm in these matches? You know, so for Rexy, it is absolutely still possible for him to win this game. You know, nothing is set in stone yet, but the important part is you have to just keep calm, keep cool, calm, and collected, and remember what your game plan is, and always be ready to switch it up as well. So, I mean, Rexy, again, he's holding on, and really good job to him, but Anime Fan is just not seeming to give him any openings, as he looks like this might be Amethyst's game to lose.
Yeah, I agree with you exactly on what you said on the mentality. I think one of the more important things for Rexy to do now is just hang on and keep believing in yourself. And I think that's one of the best mentalities to have in a situation like this. And as I say that, they take the third stock of Anime Fan, still a full stock behind, but I believe in them. I hope they believe in themselves as well. They might be able to win this still. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, but like if you look at Rexy, he's going in for these attacks, and the space coming up from Anime Fan is what is allowing him to get these punishes. He's trying to go for the side lights, he's trying to go for the side airs, and he's not able to connect, and that's giving him a free reign to punish, and that will be a 2-0 in favor of Anime Fan. And again, like I just mentioned, I mean, the spacing coming out from Anime Fan, he's just able to punish the whiffed attacks coming in from Rexy, and that's what's giving him these openings. So again, very good match. Well played to both players. Hopefully we'll see him. This is, again, winner's side. So hopefully we'll see Rexy again make a loser's bracket run. So then we're going to move to the next match, which will be Hazen versus Meow XDD.
I'm already rooting for Hazen simply because they picked the door, and I'm an absolute madman for Orb, so Hazen has my vote for this match. But the Kaya pick also seems very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Orb is definitely a character. Wow, Orb is definitely a weapon that is been talked about a lot in the community recently. A lot of people are saying that it's one of the best weapons right now, and when you combine that with Hammer, which I think is pretty considered to be the best weapon right now, I think you're looking at Thor, and he's a really, really strong pick. So, again, I'm really interested to see how Hazen decides to play this. But on the other side, you have Kaya. I love Kaya. I really, really like Kaya. She's very high defense. Her weapon combination is very, very good. And if you play the cards right, there is honestly nothing that the enemy can do if you play your Kaya right, your spacing. So, you know, really looking forward to seeing this matchup play out.
I'm looking at this best GG, and I just realized that Anime Fan versus Rexy was not even, or like a little bit past 5 minutes. That was insanely fast.
Are you serious?
There's-
Wow.
Yeah, I just looked at it. I think it ended at 5:10. That was insanely fast.
Right.
Wondering if we're gonna get another 5-minute set, or if it's gonna be a 2-1 situation here.
I think it's gonna be a closer set. I mean, again, Hazen, you know, he looks to be power ranked 42, and Meow, he's power ranked at 92. So again, there is a bit of a difference here, but I think we're gonna be seeing a closer match. And again, it all depends on what you do and how you decide to play that neutral game, because once you, I guess, lose that kind of footing, it becomes a lot harder, especially against these players, to really find your way back in. So we'll see how this match goes, but it's looking to be a pretty good match today.
Yeah, like you said about the neutral game, I think that's what makes Thor insanely good in this meta, because I'd argue that Hammer and Orb have two of the best neutral games in the entire game, and a D-Sync almost taking it. Ooh, Hazen having a very big lead right now. I'm expecting, I was gonna say Stomp there, but the D-Sync takes it again.
Again, yeah, that D-Sync is very good for catching jumps, and again, earlier, I mean, you see why I like Kaya so much is even in that first D-Sync, he got taken off the map, but he didn't die, right? That extra defense is really give him some extra padding that he needs. But again, the Thor is just so strong right now. The Sigs are very, very good. The Hammer and Orb combination is also very good. And we're right now seeing this Hazen just really going to town on them, but it's keeping the damage close. I mean, it's not like it's a complete, like, wash. He is getting some damage down, so it's not a complete, like, you know, domination. Just very favored Hazen's, I guess, court.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Meow can still take this as long as they get one good D-Sig, or any Sig for that matter. But speaking about Sigs, D-Sig from Hazen takes it again. Looking like a 3-stock situation in the first match if Meow doesn't know to take the stock.
Yeah, I mean, Hazen's just like really finding these combos and really getting the nice jump reads with the D-Sig. And there's just so much damage that's being applied and so much pressure that it's really hard to, I guess, find your way and to really get the ball rolling. As I say that, Meow does indeed get the kill down onto the Thor. That is the first step you need in the comeback here. Definitely not out of this one. I mean, one stock, that's just as important as the other two. But Hazen's looking to make this a quick victory right here. Does not get the D-Air actually off stage. It's going to give Meow XD some very needed time to make me bring this back.
Another up there off the wall. No, he goes for it forward. Oh, and the recovery takes it from Hazen. A 2-0 in the first game in this set. Oh, Hazen looking pretty dominant right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking really good. On the side of Meow XDD, I mean, I guess we're not super happy, but at the same time, you know, one of the things is taking from game to game is you're always looking what you can do differently, or you're always looking what you can do to improve. He's going to stay on the Kaya, actually, but one of the things that I look at when I play games, you know, especially against other players, is what can I pull from the last game that worked, and how can I apply that to my future games? Because, you know, again, like I said, it's a mental game, because all the players here are obviously very, very good at the game. So what's going to separate the players from each other is how they come back from losses. So I'm looking at Meow XDD thinking, what changes are they going to make to be able to bring the game back in their favor and make the set 1-1?
I think something, like you said, learning from the past match, I think an issue that they had was their kill efficiency. Because as you saw, the door was a very deep red. They got 2 recoveries and it still didn't kill until they got that grounded there. So so if they can get a few earlier kills instead of deep red, just a normal red perhaps, I think they have a much better chance of taking this game.
Yep. I mean, as we say that, I mean, Hazen already going in with the hammer damage, putting the hurt down. And again, Kaya is very good at these, like, I guess, farther away, more space-oriented kind of play styles. But Hazen's not really giving him any breathing room. So it's kind of hard for Meow to really find his way into the game. So again, Hazen also applying a lot of pressure. The off-stage recovery will pull him straight down. That is first strike going over to Hazen, and he's just looking really good in this game.
This is looking a lot like how the first match started. Hasn't already haven't taken a stock while just being in the orange or in the yellow, and hasn't going deep again. Very aggro in this match. But a GCD6 from Meow takes it and puts him into the orange.
And again, there's oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that there's no rush, right? There's gonna be no rush on Meow to really try and, you know, speed run this game, right? So, you know, they can take their time. They can really make sure that they're establishing what they need to establish. It's okay to, like, slow the game down if you need to. Maybe that's not how Meow likes to play, but again, there's no rush.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think they need to stress out. As long as they stay calm, they have a much better chance than just rushing it and trying to be as fast as possible and just incredibly hasty. I think one spare recovery will take Hazen's first stock, but Meow is already in the red. A sidelight stare might take it from Hazen.
Oh, no, we'll have to see. That's a very nice side air. It doesn't kill, though. It's going to get him off stage. A very nice spear side air to make the stocks even. But looking at the damage, it's very much not even. So Meow is going to have to make a lot of work, or, you know, just get D-Light Sared by Hammer, and we'll take it. But again, yeah, Meow is not completely out of this, you know, but you got to change your game plan. If what you're doing is not working, you can try something else and see if that also works.
But looking at this, Hazen is still going and fully already putting him into the yellow, or I guess you could say orange even. And he's just not letting them breathe. Meow getting the D-Light into Sarah, into a Nair even. Slowly building up the damage. It feels like Meow is just walking into Hazen's game plan instead of playing his own. Like, it's not... I feel like Hazen is just playing their own game and Meow is just forced to play along. That's how dominant Hazen looks in the set.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're Meow right now, I mean, you're just trying to fight to stay alive. But there's probably a whole lot of things going through your mind right now if you're in this kind of a situation. But the first thing you might not think of is the the optimal play. You might just be thinking, okay, I gotta play to survive, or I gotta play to make sure I don't get killed here. So you might be playing more cautiously, which is gonna cause you to play differently. And as you say that, Hazen going to get the side air. That's going to be the 2-0 in the set in favor of Hazen. I mean, honestly, pretty good game overall. I mean, very, very, very strong performance on the Thor, utilizing both Orb and Hammer to rack up the damage and make quick work of his opponent.
That was a very explosive match. Maybe not from. I think Meowth still has a chance and losers because seemed to play pretty well, but Hazen was just extremely explosive. Now we're gonna be moving on to Storms versus Sakoi, a Terrors versus Gnash match. Are both very hard-hitting characters. Ooh, and I think that if they're gonna go to Small Haven, commentator's curse, I guess, this match isn't gonna last very long because both of these characters killed really early.
I hate Terros. I hate Terros so much. But I mean, he's on the other hand, very, very good character. I mean, we've seen him played. I believe Pierre played him. In Winners Championships against Koslix, who is one of the high-ranked players. So again, it can work in these situations, but we'll have to see how it works out. But that is a very quick stock, not even 20 seconds, and that is first strike going over to Zakoi. And yeah, I mean, that's Hammer for you. He got everything he needed. He made the correct reads, and he was rewarded with a very quick stock, very efficient.
Zakoi even going up to build the damage even further and lapping Storms in terms of damage already, while also being a full stock ahead with Double D-Light because they got the dodge. No, they went for a Sarah immediately, not taking the risk. Ooh, another Sarah. If they get a Dare or a ground point, this might already be Storm's second stock, I should say.
Yeah, and Zakoi has a very good stage control, very good stage presence. I mean, he really gets to kind of play his own game, and if you look, Storms is off to the side, like, hoping that either messes up or goes a little too deep. And even as I say that right now, Storms look like he's maybe getting the advantage right now, but Zakoi coming back strong with the side air on the Hammer. I mean, again, Nash, you said this at the beginning of the match, these are two very hard-hitting legends, so you're not going to get, any mistake you make is going to be severely punished. And not just the stage game, but the damage game as well.
That is true. Zakoi even going further with the spear, Double D-Light. Goes for the recovery and a GC N-Sig trying to finish it early, but misses. D-Sig puts them in the red. And another GC N-Sig missing again. I think Zakoi just wants to end this as soon as possible. They're not going to waste any time if they don't need to.
Oh, he
went
almost
for the
got
rough,
it.
yeah. I
He's
guess
gonna get
he's
punished. I mean, again, like, this match, I think definitely has a bit of a different flavor than the ones that we've seen before. I mean, Zakoi just really never let up on the pressure. He literally put his foot down on Storm's neck and just did not let up at all. Like, starting from the first stock.
We're just constantly on them. Everywhere that Storms went, Zakoi just was there as well. There's just no getting away from Zakoi on a map like Small Haven, but now we're going to Mammal Fortress, perhaps giving Storms a bit more room to get away from Zakoi.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, the game is just started, right? I mean, both people are going to be starting on the exact same stock. Storm's coming in with a pretty decent axe string right there, but Zakoi is going to answer back with his own. So the damage, kind of even right now, but again, I mean, if you're looking at like the axe, a lot more, I guess, compacted damage. So each hit will really feel impactful. But Spear a lot quicker, a lot more combo and read oriented. So I'll have to see how these two archetypes play out. But so far, Zakoi has been showing us that he does indeed play Nash, and he wants to let everyone know that he plays Nash. So very even damage.
Zakoi evening up the damage right now. D-Light Nair doesn't kill just yet on a higher ceiling like this, but the next one might. Zakoi gets shared by Storm in this offstage. Is Storm gonna get the edge guard kill? No, he is not. Ooh, Zakoi, why did you disarm yourself there? That's a very strange option in my opinion.
I guess he thought he was gonna get the weapon throw hit, and it just didn't work out. I've definitely been there where you like throw your weapon and either it doesn't hit, or if you both do not have a weapon and the RNG just kind of lands on their side, you're just kind of like, well, can't really do anything here. And Zakoi will actually be down in stocks for the first time in this set. So Storms changing up the game plan. It seems to be working for him. I think also the higher ceilings, the wider kill boxes, definitely helping out. But Storms will, rather Zakoi will equal out the stocks here.
I think this might be the switch that Storm needed. Just, how do I say this? Like, just the stage swap is helping him out so much, and now this is a lot closer than we saw in the first match.
Yeah, I mean, game 1, we saw Zakoi just running away with any lead he could find, but game 2, a lot more even, a lot more controlled, and Zakoi fails the recovery back on stage, and now Storms actually has a pretty substantial lead right now, and he definitely has the character to be able to put this game away quickly, but he's got to do it in a way that's not, you know, wild, because again, comebacks in this game are absolutely brutal, especially with these weapons.
Yeah, that is true. The game is not over until the stock count says 0, and right now it's saying 2 and 1. So this game is not over, and Zakoi is fighting his way back with the weapon throw, and now the stocks are equalized.
Yeah, that was very good. He held on to that last part, maybe expecting him to maybe burn a dodge or something. That was very good patience coming out of Zakoi, and he is rewarded as such with a kill off stage. But Storm's coming in with his own idea of how he wants the game to go, so he's going to try and get that damage down, but nothing's really connecting on both sides. Except that, yep, that's basically a confirm right there. And Storm's going to get even more damage, misses the recovery slightly.
With triple nair, they're even in damage right now. This is gonna be very close. Storm tries to get the D-Sig, but Zakoi perfectly dodges it.
Yeah, and Storm, I mean, again, this is a very close match. That is a missed side sig, and he'll be returned with a side sig of his own. That will be equaling out the set 1-1.
This set is extremely explosive. Like, these games don't feel that long, you know? It feels like they're gone in like 2 minutes. So we're going on to... I didn't pay attention. Did you go to Mammoth Fortress again? Yeah, there we go.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's anybody's game right now, honestly. Especially now that we are back on this map. Zakoi doesn't have the stage where he was very dominant on in the first match of this set. So I'm rooting for Zakoi, if I'm honest, but Storm has a very good chance of winning this as well after what we saw in the second game in this set. Ooh, Zakoi gets the dodge and doesn't go for the double D-light, instead goes for a safe D-light there. That's something that I've noticed a lot. I saw Zakoi get a dodge a lot, but maybe they didn't notice themselves because they just went for the safer option instead of the double D-light. That was kind of interesting to see, but Zakoi going for the ground pound, putting Storm off stage, and another ground pound is needed, taking the first stock of Storm in the first 40 seconds of this match. Storm trying to find the weapon and gets the hammer, now hits back with a good side air. As long as Storm doesn't get that far behind, this can still be anyone's game right now, because in the first match we saw that Zakoi just had a massive lead and only built it up even further over time. So as long as Storm doesn't get lapped in damage by Zakoi, I think they have a pretty good chance of winning this. But they seem to have trouble getting the kill, go for a desperate ground pound to recover back on stage with a recovery.
Alright, so
And now it's even.
Alright, a little bit of a technical issue there, but I'm back now. And the game looks very even right now. 2 stocks to 2, with the damage being pretty even as well. They're both using.
It's not even anymore.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, Storms is definitely taking a lot more of the damage, but I mean, the first stock seemed pretty, I guess, controlled and tamed, but the second stock, he's getting a lot more of the openings in, and we're seeing kind of more of the Zakoi that we saw in game number 1. But again, Storm's just as much able to be into this as Zakoi, and that is a very punishing string right there.
Very nice four-hit string from Zakoi. But this is kind of how the first 2 stocks from both these players went as well. Zakoi had a massive lead, and Storms took it back, and then they equalized the stocks and the damage. But now Storm is basically lapped in terms of damage, so they really need to get this back really quickly. But Zakoi going deep for the edge guard, but doesn't quite get it. Storm trying to weave around them and get the weapon. If they get a good side stick here, oh, never mind. Sakoi getting the Stomps there, take the third game in the set. And Sakoi moves on to top 8 over Storms, and he will move on to lose the side of the bracket. GG's to both these players, they was a very nice match to watch. And we'll be moving on to, let's check for here. If I'm not mistaken, we'll be seeing Flair against Zelchi.
Yep, that's correct. We'll be seeing these players come in. The Asuri, yes, you know, I love Asuri. She's my favorite character. She's my main, so, you know, obviously I'm gonna like the Asuri, but the Hattori as well. Very, very, very strong pick. I remember the old days when Hattori was considered to be like the best character and overwhelmingly the best. And while I don't think she's there anymore, I still think that she's one of the characters that if you know how to play her, you're really gonna make your opponent wish that they were literally anywhere but on Valhalla. So again, very exciting match. Really excited to see the Qatars even.
I also really like these two characters, but what I instantly noticed is that the first two sets that we saw were heavy characters. We saw Scarlet, we saw Amethyst, Teros and Gnash, and now we're having two, I guess you could say, agile archetype characters. And, oh wow, that Ansik just took the first stock in a matter of seconds.
Yep, Asuri is definitely one of those characters that likes to play aggressive if you get one option, and her signatures are definitely very good for that. Almost gets the Gimp off the top of the stage. But he just has this side on lock right now. He cannot get anywhere onto it. He's finding his way back onto the stage, and this Asuri is definitely putting the pressure on.
Zelchi has already leapt far beyond Flair in terms of damage, and is now fishing for the kills with the D-Light or the D-Sig, for example. So I think they're going to be fishing for D-Light recovery or D-Light there perhaps, but Flair fighting back with a D-Light there of their own, and going deep with the ground pound, but doesn't quite get it.
He doesn't make the return back to the stage, and he loses his life. Very good from the Hattori to stop the onslaught, and he's able to get the, well, maybe I should just not talk. Zelchi will find the kill on to Flair, and yeah, man, this is just what Asuri does. She has a lot of options to optimize her punishes when she gets those opportunities. The Hattori, again, it's kind of hard because both these are just really fast characters. Oh no.
Zelchi, you don't have to flex like this. Come on, man. It's just the first game.
Yeah, it is game one, but he's treating, I mean, again, he's going in every single chance he can get. I mean, I don't think I've seen him really take the brakes off once in this matchup. Playing very high tempo, very high aggression. Oh, he tries to go for the read there, and he's going to find a punish on that ground pound. Doesn't quite get the nair off the top of the screen, but again, Hattori doing his best to show that Flair is still in this. He's still playing. And unfortunately, we'll get hit with the D-Light recovery, and that will be the first game.
If I were Flair, I'd maybe consider switching up the character, but I don't think I'd lost all hope, because they seem to be pretty strong. And like I said, they're switching the Hattori to the Bryn pick, switching up the characters, going back to Small Haven. I'm wondering if Flair is actually gonna get a lot of profit from this character switch, or if Zelchi is just gonna go full on Flair and just tear him to pieces.
I mean, if Flair is able to find the openings, if he's able to, I guess, space out those guitars or the sword, he can have some really harsh punishes with the axe and the spear. And, you know, Bryn is definitely no pushover. But on the other hand, I mean, Zelchi is definitely aware of this, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that she does not get those openings.
Both players starting really strong. It feels like they're just, until now they've been switching the strings, and now they're both in the orange. Zelchi trying to get his edge guard, and Flair seems to be a bit scared to recover back to the stage. And I would be too, considering Asuri on Qatars has that very scary Ansik.
Oh, it's a very nice turnaround D-Sig coming in from Zelchi. Oh, it's a very nice Sarah to the face. And again, like, on the edge, I mean, Zelchi has just been doing amazingly. He's been really able to, I guess, put the pressure on and not really give him any options. But, I mean, as we say this, Flair is right now, I mean, the damage is very even, so it looks like the Bryn pick was the move here, as he will take first strike in this match. And suddenly, Asuri is now playing on the back foot, but not by much.
Really not by much. A delayed recovery on unarmed even would probably take this stock off Flare. So Flare is probably just focusing on, as long as I can build up the damage, I'll be fine. I don't care about this stock. Yeah, they seem to already have a little bit of damage built onto Zelchi, and they're going for even more of the double D-Light after Zelchi wastes their dodge. Zelchi now being in her orange, and Flare still holding on to the first stock.
Yeah, he's really holding on to this ledge here, but he's not going to be able to do it. Does not get the spear ground pound. But again, one of the things about Asuri is if you cannot get in, if they basically keep you... Okay. The stocks will not be even, but the damage will not be even. And I was saying earlier, one of the things about Asuri is if you're able to keep her out, I mean, if she can't find her way in with these close range weapons, I mean, it's a high chance you're just not going to be able to do anything because, you know, with the axe, with the spear, it's very hard. They can keep you at a distance with that end light, you know, and they can punish your landings with that side light. So, again, this is a very good pick coming in from Flare, and I think he's doing a very good job of controlling the Asurian, making him play on his terms.
I think that's the main difference in this match. Like, Zelchi was just forcing their game plan all the way onto Flare, and now it seems like Flare's in more controlled position, and Zelchi doesn't quite get that. How to say this? They're not really their optimized play style. They're not feeling at home if they're forced to play like this, but they go deep for the side there. And now they're not too far behind, even up the stocks, a little bit of a deficit in terms of damage. But those scary Katars can turn it around in an instant as long as they get 1 or 2 good reads.
Sword is just one of those weapons that's just like, oh no. Sword is one of those weapons where it just feels good to play. And, you know, I don't know, I can't describe it, but just getting that Sair, ensuring that they just find no way back onto the stage is just such a good feeling. And I'm sure that Zelchi feels the same way. And this is getting quickly out of hand right now. Very even damage, but the pressure seems to be in favor of Zelchi. That's going to be the very beautiful D-Light recovery to catch the recovery of the Bryn, and that's it. That's going to be Zelchi 2-0. Looks like
I could have sworn Zelchi had a lead like 30 seconds ago. I don't know what happened there. It was just like, okay, Flare had a 2-1 lead in terms of stocks, and then Zelchi just was like, okay, screw it, I'm gonna go all in. I just took that game. That was insane on Zelchi's behalf, but Flare also played really well.
Yeah, I mean, again, I liked seeing the switch up. I think the Bryn was doing wonders for him. I guess Zelchi just caught on to what he was doing. He was able to capitalize. But now we're going to be going into top 8 right now. So I'm pretty excited to see how that is going to go. And yeah.
As an against Takoi, I am looking forward to this match. Probably one. I really like both of these characters. So, and I really like this matchup as well. Like, I'm rooting for Sakoi still, but if Hazen is as explosive as they were earlier, this might be their set to win as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, both of these players have been playing insanely well, and we're going to see them, I guess, clash. I mean, the clashing of the Titans, I mean, Nash versus Thor. They both have hammer, with the only difference being in the orb in terms of their weapons lineup. So we'll see how these play out, and we're in for a good one, guys. We're in for a real good one.
Sakoi getting the first weapon spawn and grabbing the spear, denying Hasten of the second weapon spawn, getting their hammer.
Yeah, I mean,
Sakoi seems to be playing really controlled right now. This is so different from what we saw earlier, where both of these plays were just, I guess you could say, animals just fully going at it. And now, I guess they fear each other to an extent. They know what they're both capable of, so they're playing more calmly, I guess.
yeah, I mean, again, a lot of the time when you're playing in these matches, it all has to come down to, you know, well, I guess it doesn't come down to this. One of the most important things to consider is, you know, what mistakes are the enemy team making, and what mistakes are you making that can be punished. So if both players are playing at a pretty high level, it's going to be very hard to find these openings. You're not going to be always getting these crazy strings, and that is a very beautiful orb D-Air. That will give Hazen the first strike.
That orb there just gave me a bunch of serotonin. I'm feeling amazing off that one. I absolutely love seeing that move. Hazen going very deep with a big string on the orb. Recovering with the GC and Sig, but Sakoi still gets the punish, but not the kill.
Yep, Sequoia is really in here trying to hang in there, not take too much damage, but he's already in kind of orange, like deep orange a little bit, so... Oh, that's a very nice punish right there. He did not get the hit down, so we will get punished on that. Zakoi is in a position where it's not doomed, okay? It's never doomed, but it is going to be hard. He has to be able to get these openings in. He has to be able to find the damage. He's playing Hammer, which shouldn't be that hard to rack up the damage. The weapon is very strong, but again, Hazen is just not giving him any openings. He has very good control of the stage, and again, the orb is very fast, so he's just able to kind of like whip you if you're not paying attention, and that's going to be the second stock going over to Hazen.
I think we talked about this earlier. As long as Sakoi just still believes and has hope, they can still turn this game around and win the first game in this set. But hasn't, just like, is now looking more and more into their element, becoming more and more dominant over the course of this match.
They both have the stop sign, which I think is pretty interesting.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I just noticed.
Oh,
Sakoi going for something deep and desperate there. Now that they're so far behind and in the red as well.
yeah, I mean, he's really trying to go in there and trying to make it work. And again, if you're playing like this, you have to play with the winner's mindset. You can't really have the mentality of, you know, oh, I'm already out, I'm gonna lose. You have to do everything you can to stay alive and stay in the game. So again, that's definitely the mental going in, and you have to consider that when you're looking at these games, when you're playing these games even. It's gonna change how you play.
Oh, the D-Light there doesn't quite reach and gets punished by Hazen's uppercut on the unarmed. Game 1 in the set going to Hazen. And this is still a best out of 3. Only until we move on to top 4 will the sets turn into best out of 5. So if Hazen wins this game again, Zarkoi will be sent to losers. So I think that's always the kind of interesting dynamic, you know, like, oh, am I one game up front, or can I still afford to lose another one? Because I think that changes like your mental dynamic. Oh, I can afford to lose another one, or the next one I lose, I'm just done for. So maybe Sakoi, based off that, will change their play style.
Well, if I'm in Hazen's situation, I'm like, I want to finish this. I don't want to go to a game 3. I mean, you want to have the most dominant and the best games you possibly can have. So if you're in Hazen's situation, I think you definitely want to find a way to close this series out and move on to winner's final.
Sakoi starting out a bit stronger, but Hazen fighting like quickly, and now they're basically, I wanted to say basically even damage, but Sakoi got 2 strong 6 and a ground pound, and Hazen is basically never mind. Hazen is just dead for the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Hammer is a very punishing weapon. The thing with Hammer compared to Orb is, you know, Orb, it takes time to kind of build up that damage because it's a lot quicker. But one of the other things is with Hammer is you get a couple of attacks in. I mean, it doesn't look like it's doing that much damage, but then you look at your damage bar and it's like, why am I dying? And then you die and it's like, where did I go? So it's definitely one of those situations where if you're not paying attention, it's going to definitely catch you by surprise. And Hazen actually has not really been able to find any openings. That's a very nice nair coming in to try and punish the landing from Hazen, and he's not been able to find anything this game.
I don't know what happened to Sakoi, but they need to remember this, how they're just turning this around. Maybe something clicked in their minds, maybe their mental changed. Because now they're 3-1 in terms of stocks, absolutely dominating the second game.
He doesn't want to lose. Zakoi's out here like he's out here fighting for his life in the group chat. He doesn't want to lose. I mean he's only down in like 1 game in the best of 3, so it's not like a do or die situation. I guess it kind of is if you lose. But Zakoi is definitely playing like a man possessed right now. He does not want to lose, and he's making a statement here today that says, I'm still here. That first game didn't matter. That's the 3-0. 3 stock even, and Zakoi evens up the series. 98 damage coming in from Hazen in that game. That is crazy.
This is the same Sakoi we saw in the first game. So this man is absolutely mad. It just changes their game plan like that. Oh, we're gonna get the Thor against the Nash matchup in the 3rd game of the set. Winner of this game will move on to, what is it? Let me check real quick. We'll move on to winners finals, and the loser of the set will move on to losers round 1. Am I saying that right? No, I'm not saying that right. Never mind. Forget what I said. We're just gonna go into the 3rd game of this set.
Winner will move on to winners final. The loser will get sent down into the losers bracket. But both of these guys are playing like anyone. I would not want to face the winner or the loser of this match, just straight up. And now Hazen coming in with his own aggression, knowing full well that both of them are on, not tournament stock, but they don't want to get sent to lose bracket.
Exactly. Kind of curious why they switched up the map, because I don't know, Miami seemed fine for either of them. So maybe the Demon Island pick will change a bit in this match. Sequoia getting the very nice placed spears there, gets another one and takes the first stock off Hazen. He has a lead in terms of stocks, but is in their orange, so maybe they will lose their stock in a minute.
Yeah, and it's important that when you're in situations like this, that you don't take too much damage, because when you do get that kill, hopefully, or that's your expectation, you don't want to come back and have to deal with, oh, well, now I have to play in a way where they can't touch me or kill me or something like that, because it's just not going to be very good for you. And that's a very beautiful GC kill on the orb there, and that's one of the reasons why orb is considered by many to be a really good weapon. Like I said, it's very fast, and people are not going to be ready a lot of the time for those quick attacks.
Ooh, Hazen trying to go for another D6 that they used in the set earlier they played on this stream. But against Takoi, it's not gonna work as good. Takoi putting Hazen in the red.
I mean, Hazen, he's taking pretty good control of Takoi right now, really having control over the edge. He's evened out the damage, and this is a much closer game than the first one. Takoi not able to just kind of run away with things as he was able in game 2.
That might all change depending on who takes this stock. And Sequoia takes this stock. Now, as long as they extend their lead without taking too much damage, like you said earlier, they're easily gonna win the set.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta look at the damage right there. I mean, Zakoi is a pretty deep red right now, and Hazen has barely taken any damage. The side air, the angle comes in. Will that be the kill? That will indeed be the kill as Master Shifu gets all the dumplings, I think, rice cakes?
Yeah, the dumplings.
They are dumplings. And he's able to equalize the stock. Zakoi right now has control over the ground, and now it's literally just Nair. It's just Nair spam.
It's just Hammer Nair, the move that everyone that hates him has been complaining about.
I remember earlier there's a club called Guitar Nair. And pretty soon there might be one called Hammer Nair. That's a very nice catch with the neutral sig. Hazen has got him controlled on the ground, but now he's off stage, so his stage control is definitely weakened. That's going to be a very good read. The dash D-Light into the recovery with no dodge, and that is going to be Hazen getting sent to the loser's bracket. But that was a very, very good set.
Wait. I think they both think that it's the best out of 5 at the moment. What the hell? What is happening? They're going in again.
Oh, I mean...
I was about to... It happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. But that was a good set. I liked seeing that. You know, we got to see both players really kind of showing what they're made of. But I mean, like, at the end, it comes down to who is more clutch. And at the end, it was Zakoi who was able to pull out the win and move on to winner's final.
Zakoi will have to face the winner of this set, and this set being Anime Fan versus Selji. Selji sticking with that Asuri pick from earlier, and Anime Fan going on the boat. Very interesting considering that they were on the Amethyst earlier. I wonder what caused the switch.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask him. But Bodvar, again, very, very strong pick. I'm sure everyone knows how strong Bodvar is based off what we've seen in the Winter Championships when a certain someone pulled it out and managed to get all the way to Grand Finals. So Bodvar is definitely a strong pick. Okay, I don't know what it is with the stop sign. I don't know if it's like just a really good skin or something like that, but he's definitely showing everyone right now why he is considered, or not really is considered, but why Bodvar Hammer in general is a very strong pick right now. Does not quite get the kill.
Not looking as dominant as the earlier set they played. Anime Fan kind of walking away with this lead.
You know, one of the craziest things in this game is, you know, for a game as seemingly as simple as Brawlhalla, there's still a whole lot of mind games going in. You know, being able to kind of bait people in. You know, it's like, okay, you can have that weapon, but I'm gonna kill you for it. Or being able to guard a weapon, or things like that. There's so many things in the game that people don't think about, and I think it's really cool that we get to see these things at the highest level, these competitive games here. And like I said, I mean, he went for the weapon, he got punished for it, just like Zelchi got punished by Anime Fan for doing the same thing.
Zelchi having those scary guitars and trying to guard the weapon from Anime Fan. And doing pretty well at it.
I mean, again,
Both playing neutral and trying to get the first hit in.
yeah,
So
much
it's
slower
basically
game.
in the red now.
Okay, he's keeping him off the ground with the nairs, but we won't get it this time. Very nice GCD light into the recovery. That is going to now be 2 stocks to 1, and Bodvar is looking good in this game. Zelchi still in this though. He's not out at all. He just needs to find the in routes and make sure that he's really finding and optimizing these punishes. Because Asuri is definitely not a character you can give any sort of leeway to, or you're gonna regret it in like 0.2 seconds.
What I just realized is that Anime Fan is rocking the same skin Java had when he 3-0'd Cody Travis, when he 3-0'd Trent, when he 3-0'd Sandstorm even.
Yeah.
So maybe Anime Fan just has the skin and has a Java blessing.
He's
And
channeling that energy. It's like, if
Exactly.
he can do it, then I can do it too.
And it seems to be working pretty well, basically having a full stock lead right now, and a D-Light recovery will kill Zelchi at this point. Or a well placed there off stage. 2-0 for in the favor of Anime Fan and the first game of the set.
Yep, and again, I mean, this was just really a situation where, you know, Zelchi couldn't really find any sort of in route for himself. You couldn't really make a lot of opportunities for him, and I don't know, man. Bodvar just seems like a very strong pick right now. I mean, a lot of the hammer games that we are seeing in these top matches, top 8 and things like that. I mean, it shows why it's one of the strongest weapons in the game right now. I mean, it has very good priority. It has a lot of combos and confirms. It's a very good neutral game, and it just does everything very well. So we're now going to...
How to say this? I'm just in awe at how, I guess you could, I don't know, fast-paced. Like, this is the kind of gameplay that I just look up to, you know, because I'm not that high in elo. So just seeing these absolute, oh wow, amazing ground pound by Anime Fan.
Yeah, hammer ground pound is definitely a move that can't get beat very often. But he was doing a very good job in that stock. He's getting a lot of very important damage down, meaningful damage. And now he just has to finish him off, and he can look to take the next stock. He just has to be able to not take a lot of damage. It's a very good weapon throw to keep him off of himself. Zelchi might just find the kill here, misses the weapon throw with the dodge. But he's going to look for the edge guard here. Zelchi playing a much faster pace. Now, that's going to be a nice punish. The side light coming in, and he cannot get back onto the stage, and that is going to be equaling up the stocks. But again, you look at the damage right now, and you're thinking, you know, it's going to be pretty hard for Zelchi to come back in this one.
We talked about this a lot. As long as Zelchi has faith in himself, they will be able to do it. And they're going for the hard reads on Katars, but Anime Fan didn't dodge the way that they wanted to. Now Anime Fan building up the damage with the nairs. The next nair will kill off the top. Zelchi being a very deep red.
Yeah, I mean...
I think Zelchi might just be holding them draft, and they lost their second stock.
Yeah, but like now is the time where you gotta like, you know, really punch up. This is the time where people can change their play styles. You know, they're like, okay, what I'm doing is not working. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do to be able to bring this game back. Because we've seen Zelchi get some very good strings off, but he just hasn't been doing it as much as he was doing in the previous match.
Yeah, that's just a massive turnaround. Zelchi looked so dominant in the earlier set that we saw from them, and now they're just getting absolutely dominated themselves.
Yeah,
As I say that, I get a beautiful ground pound, but they're so far behind in damage.
Yep, but one of the good things about Katars and just Azuri in general is if you are playing well, you will be rewarded. See, look at that. He got the dodge read, and he's able to get the string coming in and uses dodge. I don't know if it's going to be able to come back. So, fortunately, he was not able to make the comeback, but again, there were glimpses. I mean, it wasn't like a dominant win, but it was a convincing win. Both of these guys playing very well. So, yeah. We are going to have to go to a break. I think about like 5 minutes, and when we come back, we'll be able to jump right back into the action. So stay tuned, grab some water, get a drink or something like that, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes. We'll see what the losers bracket has to offer, so don't miss it. All right, guys, welcome back Hope everyone had a good little break and is ready to get back into some Brawlhalla action. We are jumping into the losers side of top 8 with Prince versus Radish. Both very good names, I must say. Jumping into this one, this is looking to be a pretty good match again. These are elimination matches though, so if you lose this, you don't have the I guess the privilege of going down to a lower bracket, because this is a lower bracket. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm excited, ready to get into it.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I absolutely love Petra, so I'm already biased just in the favor of Radish. But Prince, being called Resident Sleeper in-game, going on the Sentinel, recently got even buffed. So maybe we're gonna see those buffs in action against Radish.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see those stats. I mean, Petra is definitely going to pack a punch with everything that she does. So it'll be interesting to see how Prince and Radish decide to play this game out.
Playing on Demon Island though, so maybe this match is gonna take a little bit longer. Because on a map like Small, Brawlhaven for example, explosive characters like these are just gonna absolutely shine and get extremely early kills. But Demon Island, I guess notorious for one of the biggest kill zones in the entire game, but not sure about that actually being true.
Yeah, we'll
Raiders
see.
going in with deep side zig.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about Sentinel is like I don't see a lot of people playing him. I think he's kind of slept on a little bit. He has 2 really good weapons, so we might see more of him. Who knows? That's a very good weapon throw off stage. I don't think he can come back. He cannot come back, and that's going to be the first strike going over to the Petra.
Like this match started out just even trading hits, and Raiders just gets one good option, one good string, and just takes the first stock. That just goes to show that just one right option, one right decision can just turn this entire game around. And that's probably, in my opinion, the beauty of Brawl. Like, stuff can happen so fast and just in an instant. Like, nothing is certain.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, nothing is certain. Like, but the other thing is that there's just a lot of freedom in the game to be able to kind of play what you want and play how you want. Radish doing a very good job of maintaining their lead, and he's going to be able to go up 2 stocks in this match so far.
Like, what I was kind of surprised about is that Prince just picked a legend that they have, I think it was level 14, whereas Radius just has a level 98 Petra, so I'm surprised that Prince went for a seemingly not very much played pick. And it's not looking like it was the right decision for them, as well as they're basically 1.5 stock behind against Radish.
Yep. But again, I mean, these are where legends are made, you know, in the last stock in the deep red, you know. I'm pretty sure we all remember or know of the Daigo parry when things seemed like they were getting out of hand, you know. He was able to pull out the parry for the entire critical art or whatever it was. But there's no parry in this game, and there is no Ryu, there's no Chun-Li, so you have to rely on your instincts, your movements, and your punish game.
I absolutely love that reference that you just made. Like, I almost forgot which. I just didn't know what you were talking about until you mentioned Chun-Li, and I was like, oh, that clip. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in this context. Already's taking the last stock of Prince, taking the first game in the set.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a slower paced game, but you'll take it if you can get the win here. Again, I mean, I think that is about what it was expected from this matchup. I mean, Petra and Sentinel. Again, Petra packs a wallet of damage. When you look at that stat, I mean, 8 power. You can go up to 9 power if you so desire. But Prince is going to be switching over to the Lucian. So we're going to be able to see a bit of a different flair of guitar gameplay.
Another low-level legend, I guess. I don't know. Did Prince just, I guess, prepare a lot of different characters? Do they just not have a singular main? Because in tournament, in my opinion, it seems weird that they're just gonna pick like a legend below level 20. Like even if they're like pocketing for special occasion, it always is like level 30 or maybe even 40 plus. So seeing a level 18 legend seems kind of low.
Yeah, but I mean, again, with these legends, because a lot of the weapons overlap with each other, it's just about, I guess, kind of getting used to the quirks of each character. And as the game kind of starts out so far, we're seeing very controlled gameplay coming out of the Petra. Tries to go for the read, but he goes in the other direction. Now, we're seeing Radish really take control with this one. That's going to be the first strike, and the damage is not very close right now.
I really like the way Raiders is playing personally. Just very controlled, not too aggro, as just trying to punish mistakes from their opponent. But Prince is hitting back with a beautiful answer and putting Raiders in the orange. Going for reads off Blast is there, but doesn't succeed in doing so. And now Raiders is going ham with a 5-hit string on the orb.
Yep, and if he had not dodged that, that would have been lights out for Prince right there. And again, this is tournament. Again, this is the lower bracket, so everything matters. A beautiful spike with the D-Sig comes in, and Petra is now on match point right now on eliminating Prince from the entire tournament. He might just look to go off stage with the Gimp.
He just went for it. They were like, nah, I got nothing to lose at this point. I'm so far ahead. Let's just go for it. I just have to respect that.
I mean, when you're in the lead like that, you get to be you get the privilege of being able to play aggressively and be able to make those mistakes because you have stocks to fall back on. If you're in a situation like this, you don't get that privilege. You don't get that advantage. So again, I mean, he's just exercising his lead that he's worked so hard to get in this game. And Radish is gonna look to go down. His first stock gone, but he's got a long way to go. Prince does, at least. He wants to win this game back.
Radish going for a wild reverse end-sync while sliding off the stage. Doesn't quite reach Prince, but Prince now being in the red. Sidelight Sam might kill any sync on Petra, will kill even at this point because she's an absolute insane legend in terms of sync.
Yep. There's a stage in terms of damage. That's going to be almost a kill, but not quite. Radish
Next
looking for
one
that.
will definitely kill.
Yeah, we'll have to see though. I mean, Radish has got to be able to close this game out because again, the longer it goes, the higher the chance is that a comeback is able to happen. But it looks like Radish knows what he wants to do. He's trying to get in. He's trying to find the punish. He is going to get it. That is going to be it. The 2-0. And now Prince is eliminated from the tournament. A very good win coming in for Radish, staying alive in this game.
This will mean that Radish will be facing Zelgi in the losers quarterfinal. And right now we will be moving on to Blue Guys versus AJ in the losers bracket. I think everyone has at least heard once of Blue Guys. I don't think he's that unknown in the community.
Yeah, I think Blue Guys is pretty good. I've definitely seen him do well in a couple of tournaments, so I definitely have high expectations. So let's see, man. Let's see what he can do. I know he played for Rated R for a bit. I don't think he's on the team anymore, but he's still a very, very good player. And on the other side, we have, hey, I'm AJ42. Really making sure he's plugging his Twitch.tv wherever we go. I like that, you gotta be your biggest fan, If you're not your own biggest fan, why should anyone be a fan of you? You gotta support yourself. But we're gonna look up to play the Rayman in this game, and Blue Guys will pull out the Terras. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Blue Guys is also a Rayman.
Maybe they're just not feeling comfortable in doing the Ditto match in this scenario. And I'm looking at the bracket right now, and it seems like the winner of this set will be facing Hazen in the losers quarterfinals.
Yeah,
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of getting excited over the thought of Hazen versus Blue Guys, honestly. Like, no offense to AJ, but I want to see Blue Guys versus Hazen.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you have everyone has people that they obviously want to win. I mean, Blue Guys is expected to win this match, but again, that is the beauty of tournaments, and especially in fighting games, is you never know what someone is going to do. You never know what kind of game plan that they have cooked up. So, again, both of these guys have a pretty good chance of moving on to face Hazen, but they got to show that they can beat whoever they're in front of first. And AJ is finding very good punish on to Blue Guys so far.
Going for the Nair into the ground pound. Can they get the follow-up? Another Nair. D6 doesn't quite reach Blue Guys. But this isn't looking too good for Blue guys. They're just getting, I guess, just thrown away literally by the Gaunt snare over and over and over again.
I mean, they're finding a lot on one side of the map, and now they're going to the other side of the map. That's a very good punish coming in from AJ, and Blue guys is finding a lot of trouble in these exchanges. Doesn't die to the recovery there, but is very close.
What I'm noticing a lot is that the person on the inner side of the stage, I guess, and in a lot of scenarios that was AJ, gets the most value. And the other person just wants to get in to take that control over. Because like a lot of the value that AJ seemed to get was when Blue guys was on the outer side and on the wall. They just could pressure them the moment they tried to get back on the stage. And that has seemed to work out pretty well for them because now they're one stock ahead in this match.
And I mean, AJ was getting a lot of the lead early on, but Blue guys has been able to slowly claw his way back in, and so now the damage is at a point where it's not like a runaway with this lead kind of game. But AJ is really looking to change that up real quick, as Blue guys is on the back foot right now. He can't really find an opening. Does not get the dodge punish actually, but I don't know if he had anything that he could have used to punish. Regardless, I mean, Blue guys. Okay, Blue guys just side-aired AJ, and now he's gone, but there's a lot of damage left to make up on the side of Blue guys.
Blue guys just trying to fight their way back. They're behind by a lot in terms of damage, but they're not completely out.
Yeah, I mean, you're never really out of these situations, and it looks like they're both playing very cautiously. Compared to maybe some of the more higher fast-paced games we saw, this was a bit of a slower game. But again, you have a bit slower weapons. Blue guys does not make it back to the stage. You will lose a stock for that, and now AJ really denying a lot of the weapons, but Blue guy's like, okay, I don't need weapons, and he just straight up unarms him and brute forces his way in to find the weapons here.
It's fighting their way back, I like to see it on the side of Blue guys. Getting the Sare from the GC punish. Goes for the ground pound to edgeguard AJ, and it doesn't quite work out in the favor of Blue guys. AJ still makes it back and still holds on to their second stock. Never mind, Blue guys gets the Stomp Sare. A little bit behind in terms of damage, but anything can change and just in an instant.
Yeah, I mean, again, with these characters, playing these weapons, I mean, like gauntlets, axe, and hammer, I mean, these are all very high impact weapons. Everything you do matters, especially with the gauntlets, because if you give them any sort of room, they can and will give you. And again, that's a very nice. Blue guys has been able to get very good strings down, very good punishes onto AJ. He may just look to kind of take this game from under him, even though he had the lead for the majority of their match, and he just walked straight into the side sig, and that is going to be AJ taking it back and securing the first win in this set.
AJ dealing 581 damage and Blue guys dealing 564. This was a very close match, and I feel like the Blue guys might be a bit bummed out that they might have how to say this, the momentum AJ had from the slide charged side take off the platform. Blue guys probably misjudged that. They would thought like, oh, they're not gonna go as far, so I can just dash behind them. A little did he know that he was gonna get hit in the face if he tried to dash behind them.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't let those games get to you. I mean, because you're like, okay, we'll just take it back on the next game. You did switch over to the Val. AJ is going to stay on the Rayman, so there probably won't be a lot of heavy hitting now from Blue guys. He's probably going to go for more strings, combos, more of the quick action as opposed to maybe the more slow action of the Taros.
AJ still starting out strong, getting the gauntlets and trying to deal a little bit of damage from Blue guys. And just going fully at it, getting any hit that they can take.
Yeah, it's a very
had
even
a
game.
true combo there.
Tries to go for the D-Sig there, but is not going to connect. But the Blue guys does find the neutral air onto AJ, and he might just look to get the kill here, and he does. A very, very nice first stock coming in from Blue guys after losing a close game one. Definitely finds his mark in game two.
It feels like I'm watching a whole different Blue Guys. Like in the previous match, it was like, okay, I just go aggro at one point and then I'm gonna go calm down a bit at another. But in this match is just it's like a lot of control gameplay, if that makes any sense. Not too aggro, not too passive either. Just getting hits in where they can, and, and not overextend it.
I mean, it looks like he has a better idea of what he wants to do, and he just has a pick that is better suited to do what he wants. But he's either way, is getting results because he definitely is looking a lot better in this game. He's looking a lot less close. Yep, he is gonna get the punish.
Delight into that to recover. Yeah, I think that might have been potentially true, but of course you can't see the frame data in the spectator mode.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. They're probably never gonna add that. 'Cause practice. I mean, because practice tool exists, so there's not really a need for it. Blue Guys is gonna go down. His first stock will be taken, but again, it's basically like an entire stock lead here. But AJ is looking to maybe even up the score right now with these gauntlets, and his gauntlets I think have been pretty good this entire series.
Yeah, I agree. And gauntlets, I guess you could say, make the argument that gauntlets have just a very explosive nature. So when you think that you're just a full stock ahead against a gauntlet player, just think and kind of be cautious because they can turn it around at any moment.
That was a very good, patient AJ coming in and really not allowing himself to get hit with any of this stuff. But Blue Guys is saying, no, I mean, you still have to get back on the stage, and Blue Guys knows what he wants to do, and he's just not letting him do it as he feasts on his victory, and that's going to be evening up the series 1-1 as Blue Guys will take it.
I think the Val might have been a pick. Yeah, level 100, the Val and a level 30 Tyrrells. I think that the experience difference is what matters here. Like, I guess Tyrrells was kind of an experimental pick, and the moment they realized that the Tyrrells pick wasn't gonna work, they just switched to what they know best, to their Val.
I mean, you never really know what's going on in their minds, you know, unless I guess you ask them. But you're always thinking, though, with certain picks, you know, you want certain things to happen when you make certain things, or when you pick certain legends in games. And, you know, if it doesn't work out for you, you always have that tried and true that you can fall back on. So there's definitely probably some thought that goes into the picks when they make them. But, you know, from an outsider perspective, it does look rather silly to select legends you maybe don't have experience in. But again, we don't really know what they're thinking.
Yeah, that is true, but having just that backup pick that you know better has been working out for Blue Guys a lot. And they might be able to get a first stock already on the edge guard. Another dare takes it. Blue Guys having a pretty sizable lead in game 3.
That was 4 dares in a row. AJ literally just was not able to return back to the stage at all.
That was absolute. I think that was just beautiful, one word.
Yeah, Blue Guy's definitely finding himself. I think the Val is definitely working wonders for him.
Who went for a third one, but couldn't quite get it. Still got a bit of decent damage of the first 2 they got.
No. You see, with his life, but a very dangerous move coming in from Blue Guys, because right there, he can literally just kill you in a matter of seconds. And
Blue Guys went for the punish with the side stick of their own and didn't quite get it.
yeah, one of the things about Rayman that is really irritating are some of his SIGs, and I don't know. I'm not gonna say that they're deceiving, but they are definitely good. As you see right there, AJ does get the kill onto Blue Guys, but Rayman is a pretty decent legend. I think he's pretty good, and I think his SIGs are nice. He can apply a lot of pressure, especially with you know, with that axe SIG and things like that. He also has very good edge guarding tools with both of his D SIGs on his weapons. So again, I mean, Rayman, very powerful legend, can definitely work well in the right hands, but Val at the same time, also a good legend in her own right.
I'm surprised that Sidelights recovery didn't kill and that this recovery, never mind. Recovery into the Nair, so high up that the Nair kills instantly.
I mean, Val does have a little bit of issues when it comes to maybe finishing off kills, but it also might have to do with the stage as well. So, but either way, he does get the secure, and AJ is looking very pressured right now, and he needs to be able to find a way back in this game. He's down, I'd say about 1.5 stocks right now. Or rather half a stock, and Blue Guys is looking like he's not really giving him any opportunities. Well, he wasn't until today, until this match right here, specifically in this moment.
It initially looked like Blue Guys just wasn't giving AJ any breathing room, and just off those few exits and turned completely around. Weapon throw into the there and makes it back using a GC and SIG. Now this match is pretty even.
Yeah, I mean,
Both of these players on their tournament stock right now. The loser of this match will be removed from the tournament.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, that's like the second time that Blue Guys has gone off stage like that, and it's been punished. The first time he kind of got lucky because AJ didn't really punish it, but the second time he was not so lucky and he was able to get a very nice punish off. So Blue Guys, hopefully he doesn't regret that mistake, but again, you can't really put yourself in a position like that because these are players that can and will punish you for doing something like that.
And that is true, and I think those are just the risks that you do not want to make when you're in a position like this where one mistake can just be the end of your run. Like if you have like more games to play with, let's say a best out of 5 or even 7 in some scenarios, as opposed to a best out of 3, you might be able to afford doing risky plays like that. And Blue Guys going for the sidelight there, doesn't quite get the kill. GC sidelight unarmed, doesn't quite reach AJ as well. Through combo D-light into recovery, takes it. Blue Guys moves on to fight Hazen in losers quarterfinals. Yep, that is correct. And AJ, after a good set against Blue Guys, will unfortunately be removed from the tournament. Well played to both.
Yeah, but I mean, like, top 8, you know, you can't really complain about that. I mean, making it 2 top 8 in this kind of a tournament, definitely respectable. And you know, it's just one of the things where you say we did decent. You know, if it's not the placement they wanted, you know, you go next, keep improving, and that's all you can really ask for. Now we're going into the next match. We have Radish versus Zelchi. Both playing very high intensity picks, very speedy picks here. So it's just a matter of which one's going to get more control.
I absolutely love both of these characters. They just, I don't fit my personal playstyle really well. And so seeing them go up against each other is just gonna be, I guess, a feast for my personal eyes. So like, I don't know how you're standing in that regard.
Oh, in the direct matchup?
Yeah. Like, how much do you love these characters and them going up against each other?
I think I think it's pretty chill. I mean, I think this just comes down to who can get the better punishes. Since Gauntlet's a very good weapon for punishing, Guitar is a very good weapon for punishing, and you know, Asuri definitely has that more of a balanced, more calmer approach with that sword. But you know, I obviously want Asuri to win because it's Asuri, but they both have very good options here. And Zelchi, I mean, again, like I said, or rather, this is a very even game so far. They both have very similar damage, but he does come in with that SIG. That actually kills. And the first strike is going to go over to Radish.
Zelchi might be regretting having that speed stance locked on the Azuri because it gives them 4 defense. And that might have been why they got killed, so really by that very powerful JoJo reference side SIG.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to know certain things when you go certain stances. He is literally just not letting him touch the ground at all. It's just not there. It's like the floor is lava. But I guess Zelchi's like, okay. And he just goes in and touches the ground and gets the kill down onto Radish. Again, he has a lot of ground to make up in this match right here.
I don't think Zelchi is feeling alright after that. That might have been a bit of mental damage. Just going like, oh damn, they can get so many hits on me. The moment I just make one mistake or stay too floaty.
I mean,
Radish now on the wall getting edge guarded.
You have to just take into account, like, again, the damage difference and what that does, you know, mentally speaking, how that changes how you play. But Zelchi does not seem bothered at all by that, and he's just looking to maybe take things easy and really go for these more absolute plays. He's going to get taken down here, but the damage is not so far off that he can't make a comeback right here. It's still very much anyone's game right now.
That is true. Like, every time it feels like Zelchi is receiving hits, they're gonna send a lot of hits back, and it's just going back and forth in terms of strings. It's not like they're trading 2 or 3 hits. No, it's just entire 2 or 3 strings at certain points. And now it's pretty even. Zelchi is a bit behind in damage, but not too far. They can definitely bring this back.
Yeah, and he's on the sword now, which is, oh, well, now he's on the guitars. I guess just feels more comfortable about. But Radish is not giving any opportunities. He's moving around the map really, really well. He was not given really any opportunity to have any sort of punish while he didn't have a weapon. And now he's rewarded with that. And that is okay. That is a decision that you can do. Now, I don't know if it's the best decision, but that will give Radish the win. So we are gonna now move on to the next match.
Well, I think the Koji swap 9 decks might be the play for Chelsea because they seem to be doing most of their work on the sword. So maybe having the bow over the Katars might help them out a little bit at this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, if something, like I said, if something's not working, you have to switch it up and you have to do something that maybe is a bit more comfortable for you. They're gonna go back to Apocalypse with the, as you mentioned, the Koji coming in for Zelchi. Rage will stay on the Petra. But again, I mean, the problem that you were saying earlier with the Asuri speed stance is prevalent here with Koji because Koji also has 4 defense. But he has the bow, right? And, you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of bow, I think, apart from the Kaya match that we saw earlier today. But the bow is very good. Bow is very, very, very good. Because of keeping opponents away, and it's going to vary getting those punishes. But he has a sword on right now, so looking to make something happen with that.
I think a bow might be the pick to go for because you just have that massive range advantage against gauntlets. You can just deal it from the other side of the stage. And against Orb, I'd say they have roughly the same range. So maybe that might quite make quite a big of difference. But Zelchi is still behind by a bit in terms of damage. Radish might need one good signature attack from Badfire to take his first stock since Koji is still for defense.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to play a lot more carefully, and he gets hit with the side sig on the Petra. A bit unfortunate for Zelchi there, but again, the damage is pretty close, so maybe he can look to get something here, unless Radius is like, no.
It is just going in and trying to extend their lead. I think the playstyle of Radius resembles the character, just kind of a maniac, I guess. No, I think Petra fits that playstyle really well, and Radius is going to show it here now.
That's an interesting decision. I think he decided to try and punish when Zelchi was trying to jump back up with the side sig, but I don't know if I like that option just because it's very, very dependent on you hitting that, and they will probably have a lot of their options. So I think he went for it, and he ended up getting punished for it as well. So I don't think it was the best decision, but Rage is like, okay, and just decks him in the face with the side sig on arm.
Radius just knew about Koji players that they like the D-Seg on both, so they just went behind it. They get the early kill of the side Seg again. Kind of a bit of a deja vu moment if you take the first game of the set into account. Just that side Seg making the swap from orange to red and getting the kill on a 4 defense legend. Or SLG might have nightmares from this.
I mean, he's got to basically make the run back right now. I mean, he's already down 0-1 in the set. He's got to make it happen right now, but Raiders is not letting him have any opportunities. He is going to get the kill, though, on to Raiders, and that is the beginning of the reverse sweep. That is the first step, and you have to take the other 2 stocks as well, so we're going to see if he is able to do that, but again, I mean, Zelchi has not really had any room to, like, play his own style. He's always been stuffed or had pressure on top of him or anything like that, so Zelchi really has a lot of ground to make up in this game.
They're fighting their way back, but Radish is also fighting to advance to the next round in this tournament. They're just trading small hits again, but they feel so impactful. Zelchi now being in the red. D-Sig, perfect dodge by Zelchi. Weapon throw goes under Zelchi. They had a very fine recovery to go above it.
A lot of weapon throws happening, but a lot of connections. That's going to be the beautiful punish, killing Zelchi, putting him out of the tournament. And, you know, it was a good run. I enjoyed seeing the Petra. He tried to switch to the Koji, and it unfortunately did not work out for him. So, you know, unfortunately, will be eliminated from the game.
Radish will be moving on to the losers semifinals. And dependent on who wins the next set, the person that wins the next set will face Zelchi in the losers semifinals. And we're gonna be seeing Hazen versus Blue Guys, a matchup that I've been looking forward to for basically the entire tournament.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're gonna finally be able to get it. And what more? This is elimination. This is the elimination bracket. Blue guy's gonna pull out the Azoth. All right. He's gonna pull out the Azoth. Hopefully, he's gonna be able to make it work. But on the other side, you have Hazen's Thor, and that is, it's looked really good this series. Don't let the fact that he's in losing bracket fool you. It's been a very, very good Thor in this series, or in this tournament entirely.
Wondering if Blue Guys is just gonna try an experimental pick and then switch to the Val when it doesn't seem to work, because the same thing happened with the Terros, and it worked out after the switch, but he was behind by one game for the entire set after the switch.
I guess he just kind of wants to go for that guaranteed, like, I guess, build up of damage with the bow and then be able to get the quick finish with the Azoth. Because one of the things about Val, it's kind of hard to finish off kills with her. But with Azoth, you get that additional power with not just the sticks, but also with the axe as well. We also have the bow to boot, so that might be what he's thinking, and that might have been what he was thinking earlier as well.
But I'm kind of surprised about the fact that we're seeing this map. Great House is arguably considered to be one of the worst 1v1 maps just in the competitive scene. Like, I don't know about you, but I personally always ban out this map because I hate how people just have a lot of room to weave around the platforms and run away from you. But Blue Guys doesn't let that happen against the GC and Sig, taking out Hazen's first stock.
Yeah, I mean, it's very annoying with all the platforms like that, which I know is weird because, like, well, Hall's a platform fighter, but, like, I just don't like it. It's just annoying to play on. But,
yeah,
I mean, you gotta be able to make it work. I mean, that's part of what makes these players, good. They gotta be able to work through the circumstances. So, yeah. Hazard gets a very nice view air on to Blue Guys, and that will send him all the way down, bringing his stock count to 2.
It felt like Blue Guys had a massive lead earlier, and Hazen just something clicked and it got just a reversal. So now they're not too far behind, and they're going to extend their damage lead, or rather minimize that damage deficit.
I mean, it's looking pretty good for Hazen right now. He's looking to get he's looking to just get some very nice damage down. But again, it feels a lot more even than it is. That's a very nice ground pound. Will not come to anything, however. Blue Guys tries to return with his own ground pound. It will not work.
Oh, it felt that Blue Guys was so dominant in the start of this match, but it feels pretty even at the moment. But one good X-Sider might take Hazen's second stock in this game.
I mean, when you're playing in games like this, you just gotta be ready for anything. And it can seem like you're going from dominating something so quick, and then it seems like the pace of the game has slowed down, and that might not be because the person that's winning is like oh, somebody forgot to win, but that just be a switch up of the play style from the other player. So a lot of things to consider here. Hazen is gonna get the nice D light Sair. That's gonna actually basically equalize the damage right here.
That's like one hit difference, and Hazen just got 2 attacks and already evened it up. Hazen just going deep, doesn't want to lose this first game in the set, it seems.
I mean, I just don't want to lose, period. So, so Hazen is really trying to put the finishing touches on this stock, but Blue Guys is just not letting him have it, not giving him any opportunity by going stage, not risking that recovery, and that's a very quick side air from Blue Guys. Hazen is now on... Wow, that actually did not kill him. So he's
like,
able to
I was just
here.
ready to say, okay, Blue Guys won this first game. Okay,
Blue
there
Guys
we
won
go.
this first
Fight.
game.
Second NSYNC from Blue Guys on the X takes the game over Hazen. And this is still a best out of 3 format. So Hazen now needs to win the following 2 matches, and Blue Guys only needs to win 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a very, very close match. And I enjoyed watching it. So they're going to go back to Small Great Hall. Hazen decides not to ban it. And they're going to do the run back, Azoth versus Thor. So, I mean, I guess you have a different game plan coming in, or maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I know what I did wrong. I'm ready to come back in this game and really show everyone what I'm made of. So,
When I would be Hazen in this situation, I was thinking, okay, like this set was close, or this game was close enough that I can just stick with what just happened, and just make a little bit less mistakes. Maybe you swap my playstyle up a little bit. But it still seems like the map pick and the character pick for Hazen to go with. But Blue Guys extending their lead already by a lot in this first half minute, not even. That's now basically being in the red and Blue Guys just going ham with the X-siders. That other one comes out, swapping over to the bow, Hasn't been at a disadvantage and getting de-sicked by Blue Guys.
These
But
punishes are incredible. I mean, like, Haz is trying to get in with these attacks, you know, but they're getting snuffed out by Blue Guys. The spacing is very good on his side, and it's why he's able to get these really good punishes in.
Hazen just not letting the first stock loss slide and going with a beautiful ground bounce on the unarmed. Blue Guys heading back, hitting a recovery, trying to build up his lead even further. Hasn't gets the sidelights are up, doesn't quite kill yet. Great also big damage. Stomps there on the hammer will kill. Hasn't taking the first stock of Blue Guys, but look at the damage. They're behind by a pretty decent amount.
Yep, they are behind, but again, I mean, the way that Hasn't finished that off, he basically got the side air knowing he was going to react, came back in with the stomps there, and that was what was able to give him that stock lead. So I want to see more of that from Hasn't, because I don't want him to keep getting like punished for making an overextending. But Blue Guys he's just doing his work. He's just doing what he's supposed to do. But Hasn't is not one to give up easily, and he definitely is not going to give up in this match. Oh, he's not. He's gonna come from that, unfortunately.
With a nair killed from Blue Guys, but it took him very long to actually get killed. Hazen was already in deep red, so I feel like Blue Guys might be a bit worried about how long it took to get the kill there. So instead of just getting the kill, it was like building up damage even more and more and more.
Okay. He went for the D6. I guess he thought he was gonna go for the weapon there, but he did not fall for that bait and gets punished as a result. I mean, it's these little damage things, right? It's these little punishes that's gonna build up over time. Thor is gonna get the kill. Hazen is now at the same stock as Blue Guys, so he is on tournament stock right now. He needs to find a win here to stay alive, and Blue Guys, if he loses this, he's just gonna go to another match. But Hazen, maybe looking to find something with the hammer, but not able to find anything.
This is heavily in favor of Blue Guys at the moment, but Hazen's Thor has been destructive throughout the entire tournament, so maybe they just get one good play and go.
Oh my gosh. No, he's not able to make it back, and Blue Guys closes out Hazen's tournament run. And he's going to be able to advance to the next round. That is a rough game. But again, I like seeing Hazen play. I know he's always going to get better, always improving. So, rough loss, but on the other side, you know, Blue Guys moving on to the losers semifinal against Radish. But now we're going to go into the winners final with Zakoi versus Anime Fan. So every single match at this point onward will be a best of 5. So you need to win 3 games to move on.
Everyone that's upcoming in the following matches also has a guaranteed $50 prize on their hands. For $50 goes to the fourth place, 30 goes to I'm saying this completely wrong. Give me a moment to reset. $50 goes to the 4th place. $100 goes to the 3rd place. $150 to 2nd, and $200 to the champion of this tournament. Massive shout out to BMG for sponsoring this tournament because it's money sponsored by them.
Yep, definitely want to thank our sponsors because, you know, without them, this will not be possible.
Exactly. So again, massive shout out to BMG for helping us out with the prize pool for this tournament. So we're waiting for, if I'm not mistaken, Zakoi versus Anime Fan. Do you have, from this top 4, do you have any favorite? Because I'm rooting for Blue Guys at the moment.
I mean, I guess I mean, personally, I don't have any like super strong connection. But I guess if you're asking me right now, I guess Blue Guys is looking to make a pretty juicy run through the losers bracket. So I mean, if he's able to make it to grand finals and take it all, I'll be pretty happy. with that. But I mean, if I'm just looking at these games right here, Zakoi, Anime Fan, Radish, and Blue Guys, definitely a strong top 4. And we're at the point now where you do get that additional game. You know, you do have to win 3 in the best of 5 set. So, but I guess my favorite, I'd say Blue Guys. But honestly, I'm fine with any of these people winning.
Yeah, I agree. Like all of these people have been very entertaining to cast, and I think for a lot of the viewers, they can say the same that this has been a very entertaining tournament thus far. And now just the pinnacle of players in this tournament, and this top 4, it's gonna be even better.
Yep. We got Anime Fan coming in on the Bodvar. We're just waiting for Zakoi. But yeah, I mean, I'm very not surprised by the prevalence of Hammer in the tournament, because I mean, we've said this before, but Hammer is a very strong weapon. I would say it's probably the best weapon right now. And it's just very strong. It has a lot of true combos, a good amount of confirms, a lot of kill potential as well. And it, quite honestly, it's just very strong. Like I don't know what else there is to say about it. And a good player can make it work really, really well. I mean, I know we just saw Hazen trying to play against Blue Guys and lose, but that I don't think is indicative of how strong the weapon can be.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think the previous match was just, you know, to I guess Titans going at it, and Blue Guys just coming out on top. But we've seen a lot of Hammer this tournament. We have the Boatfire, we have the Thor. We saw Tyrells a lot as well. So yeah, if we were to say Hammer is the best weapon in the game, I'd fully agree with you. And Sakoi showing up with the Ganesh, also a Hammer legend. Yeah, Hammer is really prevalent in this tournament.
Yeah. You know, and I know people got their opinions on Hammer. You know, I obviously have mine, but seeing good Hammer players, it's just a sight to see. You know, every time I see Bodvar, you know, I always see like Lil Captor or Java, I guess as of recent, because this is a very, very solid pick. You know, very, very solid pick. And then you look at Nash, and you're like, I mean, what is Nash? Like, I don't like, what is Nash?
I think he's like a saber-toothed tiger kind of guy, that like prehistorical team. Like I'm not sure either, honestly.
Okay, so he's old.
I'm not a lore expert. I'm not like a Baron Dippotus 2.0.
Yeah,
Like I'm far from it.
Question. Yeah, but here we go. We're gonna start the game. They're both from the Hypnotic clan. But Anime Fan 1266 versus Zakoi. This is winners final best of 5. And we're going to kick it off right now. Bodvar versus the Nash. So we're gonna get this underway.
Ooh, I think I remember the Miami Dome pick from Zakoi. I think it was against Hazen. And this was also that they sent them to losers too, I think. So maybe Zakoi is feeling very confident already. Because I think just the map pick can make quite a big of a difference. Zakoi getting the dodge punish, getting the D-lights, building up damage slowly but surely on Anime Fan.
Yeah, he's trying to push him over to the edge because he knows he can work with it. I mean, edge advantage is a very huge deal in this game. And you can basically do whatever you want. I mean, some people look at this and they're probably like, well, why is Zakoi just like randomly giving up his position? But you have to understand that if you're in an advantageous spot like that, I mean, you have the ability to do that. That is the Russian Mafia being pulled off, beautifully executed by Zakoi to give him the first strike.
Perfect Russian Mafia. Might also leave a little bit of mental damage on Anime Fan. Zakoi having a pretty sizable lead right now.
And again, it's just being able about having control and being able to really optimize your punishes. That's what separates the goods from the greats, is being able to get the opportunity. You're like, okay, well, we have the opportunity, I have the punish, but what can you do with it, right? And can you hold on to it? Being able to optimize your punishes and the leads that you get is something that will separate the goods from the greats in this tournament. And that's going to be the first stock going off to Zakoi, not getting too much damage back onto Anime Fan.
This is basically a one-hit difference in the favor of Zakoi, and Anime Fan just getting that one end light into side light, already being at a slight damage lead. That just goes to show how little of a difference it can be sometimes. Going for a hard read with the Ansic with the bear, and it doesn't quite reach, but
Wow.
Zakoi going for the deep ground pound. Another one hits, doesn't get the third one. He doesn't even need the third one, just 2 beautiful placed ground pounds take the stock in favor of Zakoi.
You know, there's something about just hammer ground pound that just tilts you every single time you get hit with it. Like, I remember when I was first playing the game, I remember playing with some people, and they would just constantly hammer ground pound me, and I would get really upset because it's like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, if you're at that point in your, I guess, your Brawlhalla career, and we're seeing it here yet again. Hammer is just a very, very punishing weapon in every regard.
Yeah, that is true. Like a lot of people in the community recently have also just been asking for hammer nerfs, and like, I guess I can kind of understand, but I'm not so sure if what stance I'm gonna take on it. But Anime Fan trying to fight back, doesn't get the kill just yet, even though Sakoi is in very deep red.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement, but I mean, you look at the damage. You're Anime Fan. You're fine with this. You're like, okay, we haven't taken a whole lot of damage. We're chilling, and as long as we just don't take way too much damage, we bide our time. We take really good options. I mean, you're fine here. Oh, but that's a very good read from Sakoi. Goes dashes forward and then dashes right back. I mean, I think his spear has just been a very, very pretty sight to see, and the reads that he's been able to go for, the optimization on these options. I mean, definitely a very, very solid player.
I was almost scared that Sakoi would go for the Russian Mafia again in this match. Just 2-in-1 match will be
To
amazing.
block any sort of comeback.
Player 2 wins.
Oh, going into game 2, it's still going to be a both against the Nash match. And this time, Sakoi doesn't need another game. He needs 2 other games because we're playing in the best of 5 in the top 4 right now. Oh, I didn't pay attention to the map picks. I'm gonna assume we're going back to Miami. Yeah, there we go. I can understand this from the side of Anime Fan, because it wasn't like they were behind by that much. It's nothing, how do I say this? Nothing extensive or just destructive loss. It was just a loss, of course, but nothing that warrants just a massive switch in terms of map or character, in my opinion. And it seems that Anime Fan thinks the same. Sakoi getting the stomp into Ser, going for offstage. Doesn't quite get the GC stomp on Anime Fan. And going for those hard reads with double sidelight on the spear. Sakoi must be fishing for a good opportunity to kill, but Anime Fan going deep with the sword side there. And Sakoi just barely making it back to the stage. Sakoi being juggled by Anime Fan on this map. It lands. Sakoi managed to land on the platforms.
Very good dodge away. He would have gotten the kill there if he had gotten the GCD light, but he's going to be able to make it back to the stage.
I'm surprised that Stomp Cider from Sakoi didn't outright kill Anime Fan, but he's gonna get hit with another side. I almost said sidelight set. I meant Stomp Cider, of course.
Well, I mean, right now the game is very close right now. I mean, both these guys clearly giving each other the respect that both these players deserve. We try to go for the GC side stick, but the punish will come through from the Nash. And that's going to be equal stocks coming in for both Sakoi and Anime Fan.
Ooh, GC stomps there. True combo coming out from Sakoi.
Oh, another one.
Double there.
I mean, it's a very good optimization of the gravity cancel D-Light. Very good optimization, very good option, good damage. Sakoi looking to put a stop to Anime Fan. It's been even, but we all know I don't think that people want to be in this situation because it's just very close and the mental is just very, very, could be very delicate here. That's going to be a very nice kill on to Anime Fan. Sakoi getting a nice punish. Again, who makes the most mistakes, or rather who makes more mistakes, and who is better at punishing them is the name of the game when you get to games like this.
I think going out for the Ser doesn't quite kill Sakoi just yet. Anime Fan still needs a little bit more damage to actually get a very much guaranteed kill on Sakoi, but Sakoi just trying to extend their damage lead as much as they can. But the D-Light recovery from Anime Fan takes it.
Yeah, I mean, you know that they're going to probably try to play more safe, so it's going to be hard to get that damage down. But, I mean, just in general, I think that both these players have been playing pretty well. I would probably say this is probably the closest set we've seen today, or one of the closest sets in Winners Final, but I mean, you're looking at this and you're looking, if you're a Zakoi right now, you're chilling, you're vibing. If you're anime fan, you might be a little panicked right now because of all the damage buildup. But again, it's still anyone's game. Well, now it's his game. That's going to be the game going over to Zakoi. Yet again, I believe that is 2-0 up on the series. One more win will send Zakoi to the grand finals, and a loss for Anime Fan will mean he gets sent down to the losers final.
Who Anime Fan really needs to channel their inner Java to make this back. Ooh, I wouldn't count Anime Fan out, but this is looking heavily favored for Zakoi. Like both matches were close, but went to Zakoi in the end because they just got a destructive finish. So I don't know. Like I want to say Anime Fan might be able to just get a reverse sweep in terms of the total games. But realistically, this is very much favored for Zakoi. But the map switch might change that. Going from Miami Dome to Enigma might be quite a difference. I might be disrupted. Anime Fan needs to make the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this and you're down 0-2 in a set, again, you're right now just thinking, all right, we've got nothing to lose. I mean, maybe that adrenaline is what you need to kind of get yourself back into the mindset. But I mean, that being said, I mean, it definitely has not been, like, if you normally think of it 2-0, you're thinking, like, maybe some people like, oh, you know, super dominant. But, like, it's been pretty close games, honestly. They could have gone either way with just a little bit of different execution. So it's definitely a good match here. Like you even see right now, Vodvar taking the first strike against Zakoi. I think he got first strike in the last round or the first round as well. One of the two. Or both of them.
I think both of them, yeah, but I have a goldfish brain, so don't quote me on that. Anyway, Fan just narrowing on the side of the stage, on the wall, hoping that Zakoi will run into one of the nairs. But doesn't quite happen. And now Anime Fan is basically in the red. Nair doesn't quite kill even on the small ceiling map like Enigma. And Zakoi just looking for that one wrong dash on Anime Fan's side. Gets the wrong dash with the Sare and takes the stock.
Yep, that's the patience coming in. He was very patient in how he decided to play that. He's again rewarded with that kill there. Again, that's sometimes what it takes. You don't always need to be attacking 24/7. Sometimes playing the patient game and kind of calling your opponent's bluff, like, okay, you're gonna make this mistake, and seeing if you can kind of pull that from them is a very valid and very good strategy.
Yeah, you've been mentioning it a lot of times as well. Just punishing the mistakes of your opponent is the name of the game, and I fully agree. And I think that interaction where Anime Fan lost their stock just showed it. Zakoi was just air stalling for Anime Fan to make one mistake into a position where Zakoi could get a free sider from the hammer. And the second Russian Mafia coming out from Zakoi in this set. Anime Fan now down to not their tournament stock, but their set stock.
I mean, again, Hammer is so good at optimizing the opportunities given. There's so many different routes you can take with the Hammer, and if you're playing your cards correctly, you'll be able to get a full optimization, be able to get very strong punishes on nearly every single opportunity given.
Anime Fan just looking for the D-Light recovery, it seems, and Zakoi not giving them any chance, just hitting hard with the hammer in their hand. Well, again, GC, the D-Light coming out from Anime Fan, and this time they get it. I think their reliance on it might have made them take a little bit too much damage. If they did like one side stick out of the blue, for example, they might have gone to the stock early and took less damage. Just the conditioning would have made that actually work, because Anime Fan has been not been using a lot of mode for 6 at all. I haven't seen one come out aside from one GC second sword that got punished by Zakoi, if I'm not mistaken. Down there from Zakoi's hammer will take it, and Zakoi takes this winner's final set 3-2-0 over Anime Fan. And Anime Fan will be waiting for either Radish or Blue Guys in the losers finals.
Yep, I mean, again, there's a 3-0, and to him, it's business as usual. But for Anime Fan, there is still a chance. He may just have to, you know, work a little bit harder to try and come back in that losers final.
Ooh, let's see, there is Blue Guys. I'm wondering, like, first they had the terms, then they had the Ace of S experiment. Like, I'm wondering what they're gonna get out now. They're just out there, I don't know the saying in English. No, they're going back to the Ace of. It worked out against Hasan, so they're probably expecting it to work against Radish as well. Radish also running the orb just like Hazen. So I can see why Blue Guys thinks it will work. But instead of the hammer, Radish has the gauntlets, which have been very destructive over the course of this tournament.
All right, so we now have, or I guess well, they're still banning. Actually, I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know what I was looking at, but they're still banning. They are going to go to Small Mammoth Fortress, so that will be the map of choice. And yeah, Petra versus Azov for loser semifinal. Again, reminder, this is best of 5. So we're going to get into it. We're going to see what these guys have to offer.
Both of these players will just lose out on an increase in their money if they lose this set, because this is loser semifinals. There's no losers below this, so winning this match will be the difference between $50 and basically doubling your prize pool. Red is going deep with the gauntlet, spawning blue guys and basically the red. Oh, these are those destructive gauntlets that I talked about earlier. I absolutely love seeing them from Red Edge.
Yep, I think he's playing a bit faster too. It looks like he's kind of getting more comfortable in these situations and is kind of playing more of a more fast-paced style. Definitely a bit more confident now. That D-Sig has been so good for him in these matches that you almost be a fool to not expect him to try him to do it in these situations.
Yeah, true. Like, blue guys have seen Raiders pull that out so much, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna get hit by it. You've done it way too much. It's way too predictable now. So maybe Raiders will swap out their options for edge guarding sooner or later. Or they might just rely on the D-Sig because conditioning exists.
Yep.
You know, like, oh, I'm just gonna miss a D-Sig or expect me to adapt in the next situation. Nope, I'm just gonna do it again.
And that's a valid situation. Oh my god.
Radish.
No. No.
Yes. Another ground bout, let's go.
That was so close. Blue guys going really deep for that and nearly got punished. This is one of the things that makes Gauntlets super good. Is its off-stage game is extremely good, and it doesn't really matter what situation you're in. If the cards are played in your favor properly and you're getting the opportunity, you can get those kinds of reversals, which most players will probably not even expect, and that's definitely going to put some mental edge on the opponent. Fortunately for blue guys, that does not happen.
I think blue guys might be worrying a little bit about the kill efficiency, because as you saw, Raiders, their Petra was in deep red there. At the X side there, basically killed them immediately. Like, just a few frames they were on the screen, and next they were not. So maybe that's something to keep in mind.
Raiders taking a nice dodge on that dare coming in from blue guys. Gets hit with that one, however. And again, I mean, with these guys, with these the way that some people like to play. Oh my gosh, man! Why? Like, the D-Sig on Petra is just so good. Like, in the right situations, it's not just something you can like throw out, but in the right situations, it can be the perfect punish tool. It's not very fast. It's kind of slow.
But that hits so hard.
Exactly.
It's a niche tool, but if a niche tool is very good at what it does, then it's a good move in my opinion. And I think that just goes exactly for Petra D-Sig on Orb that Reddish has been using throughout this entire tournament and has gotten a lot of kills with. Landing with the ground bout on Orb, that's something that I don't see every day actually. But Reddish going for the 3-piece side light into D-light and GC Ansig and gets killed by blue guys there, X side there, but they have a massive damage lead.
Yeah, I mean, Radish coming in, I mean, he just really has to just give one SIG, one really strong SIG or recovery, and that might just be lights out for blue guys, but he is looking to not go down without a fight, but unfortunately it will not be enough. Radish takes the game.
Blue guys might swap to the Vel. No, they're sticking with the Azov. Interesting. Because they lost, I can't remember, what was the name of the Rayman player again? I think it was AJ, where they lost the first match when they were on the terrace. Then we were like, okay, I'm gonna switch to what I know best, and that's the Vel. But this time that's not the case. They're still very confident in their Azov. And I can see why. It's not that much of a difference. It's just one stock. But still, maybe after this match, potentially they will lose this one. Maybe then they will switch to the Vel. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be confident in the picks that you have. I mean, a lot of the times, if I'm like playing with other people and I lose on a pick, sometimes it's not the pick. Sometimes it might just be you, and you know that. You're thinking, okay, well, I didn't play this game very well, so maybe gotta change up the game plan a little bit. But if you're, on the other hand, if it doesn't work, at some point you might consider switching to something else.
Yeah,
that's
that
why you
is
have
true.
multiple picks.
Like, we can't, of course, look into the heads of these players, but perhaps Blue Guy was like, okay, I played this match poorly. I still can take the W with the A's off, but I just need to change the way I play. And that's just something interesting, I guess, which is kind of said, like, if you had any interviews post-game, for example, that might be interesting to implement sometime soon, but the very far X weapon throw hits Radish, and Blue Guys is in the lead but loses their weapon. Not just did this many of D-Sig from Radish this time.
That was a very nice acknowledgement that he's going to jump there, and very good punish.
Oh, the GC breakdance never fails.
It's a good move, and especially when you know he's going to jump like that, I mean, it's basically a checkmate. You just have to be able to put it down when it matters and be able to execute on it. But so far, this match is a pretty entertaining one so far. Despite Blue Guys being down 0-1, again, it's still anyone's game. But right now, Radish is looking like 1-0 in the set, but Blue Guys, at the same time, he's definitely kind of putting the hurt down onto Radish, but then just got like reversed, so kind of disregard what I just said. Oh shoot.
Blue Guys went deep for that ground pound and barely makes it back to the stage. Like, that's probably the biggest disadvantage of Demon Island. The walls are so very tiny and don't go that far beneath. Ooh, but Radish catches the GC with their own side sig.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the walls are not very long, and so at that point, it really just kind of makes you play differently on how you decide to return to the stage. Just it's so close to the stage, and there's not really a lot of room where you can just kind of like chill. Blue Guys does get the kill down with the neutral sig, and the game is actually still very even. Blue Guys definitely has the weapon to be able to equalize the damage and take this one back, but Radish not being able to get any weapons. He's getting weapon starved right now, and Blue Guys is taking full advantage of this. The neutral sig definitely will connect. Oh man, he is able to get a weapon, but that is definitely what Blue Guys needed right now to equalize the game. Could he take it right here? He might be able to, but Radish comes back in with a side air. Definitely a very interesting match right now.
Right, the next answer from Blue Guys, their X will take it. There it is. 1-1 in the set.
Yep, Blue Guys able to take it back with the damage. That was a very good third stock from Blue Guys. He had everything. He got everything that he wanted. He was able to get the damage build up, stop. I don't know. Radish. Sorry, I had a mini, brain fart. He was able to stop Radish from getting the weapon, and he was able to take full advantage of that. And Blue Guys is rewarded by being able to take the stock and the game. So now, the stocks or the games are even 1-1.
Going back to Demon Island, I think Blue Guys got a bit of a confidence boost off that last stock. I know I would for sure then when I'm kind of behind like that and I just make the comeback. Boom. I think the better D-Sec on this map will especially be great because it basically covers the entire wall. Like, you can't land anywhere. So you're either forced to air stall a bit longer or go completely above the opponent.
We're gonna see right now. I mean, again, the matches are very even. The matches are always going to be usually even like this at the very beginning, but it's the long con. It's about how you. It's about like how you adapt and how you decide to play as the matches progress. Being able to see if you can come back and clutch it, or if you can take the lead and win with it.
Ooh, the recovery from Raid is landing on Blue Guys. Will take it. Pretty sizable lead, I'd say like half a stock worth of damage. And this beautiful orb gameplay being able to extend that lead even further, but Blue Guys returns to the fire with their bow. Ooh, D-Light into Ensik. Blue Guy was calling out the fact that they weren't gonna dodge. Radius was probably thinking like, yeah, I got hit by the by the D-Light. He's probably gonna do it through combo. And Blue Guys was like, nah, I know this. I'm in your head. I'm gonna do Ansik instead because you're not gonna dodge anyway. Beautiful mind game there from Blue Guys.
Yep, and he will be able to get back to the stage. Oh, he couldn't get the ground pound off stage there. A bit of a feels bad, man, if you are Radish. But again, that's still a lot of damage put down onto Blue Guys. And now to be able to find some way back into this game, that's going to be the kill coming in for Radish. And Blue Guys' window of opportunity is very quickly closing.
Well, if I were Blue Guys in this moment and like I'd reflect on the set, I'd say maybe swap to Jala because most of the work, if not all, was
very
on
even
the
game.
X.
But I mean, look at the stocks; it's just not very even. It's about a 1 stock lead for Radish.
Ansik almost takes Radish off the top. But Blue Guys just need one good sig or good Sare on X. Goes for the D-sig, but is turned into orange. Gets ground pounded. Beautiful ground pound by Radish, taking this game 2-0 in terms of stocks. And being 2-1. And then advantageous position in terms of games in this set. Radish only needs one more game and moves on to the losers final.
I mean, yeah, that's just a very good ground pound coming in there. I mean, just getting the job done. I mean, he was very confident, knowing that he's going to probably try to recovery. There's a small window before the Axe Active Frames comes out where you can do that, and he was able to optimize it, and then he's rewarded with the kill. Very, very good understanding of the character and the weapon from Radish.
So guys probably needs a mind reset after that. Like, okay, I know I can win this, but maybe I need to just make less mistakes, less opportunities for you to ground pound me off stage, for example.
Yeah, I mean, because when you're going in these games, you're thinking, yeah, that's obviously the hope, right? But I mean, you obviously gotta consider the fact that the other guy has plans too. So this is going to be a very interesting match. This is potentially this is match point right now for Radish. One more win here and he moves on. And for Blue Guys, he's playing from the back foot.
What I really liked about the way Radish was playing is that they just didn't give Blue Guys on the bow any room to breathe. Like, they just went on them, kept building up the damage, but right now they received the answer to the face and lost their first stock in this game.
Yeah, you see Blue Guys there kind of a little happy there. They got the kill, kind of going back and forth really quickly. But I mean, again, the game is not over. But it's a very, very entertaining match. Oh no.
Blue Guys, no.
Oh no. That
This
is
is relentless
definitely
for him.
not what you want to see. He messes up and he's not able to get back onto the stage. That is a huge advantage for Blue Guys. Now gone. That is kind of devastating. Those are the mistakes you do not want to make when you're in a elimination match potentially.
Oh, Blue Guys might reconsider this after the tournament. Like, what happened there? You know, just go back and replay. What was I thinking? Why did I go down there? Like, I understand that you were scared of Radish or the gauntlets on a map like Demon Island, where the walls are so tiny, of course. But perhaps maybe going over them would have been the play instead. I guess probably just, oh, I was scared that I accidentally fall down. But Blue Guy still has the 1 stock release regardless of that accident, of that SD.
I mean, that's fair. But also, I mean, Blue Guys did a very good job recovering from that mistake. But the damage, again, is very close. And like we said, I mean, that advantage that he did have is gone now. But that being said, Blue Guys was able to get the stock going. And now it's basically even. So, I mean, if you're Radish, you're thinking, okay, well, if I lose this, I have another game. If you're Blue Guys, you're thinking, if I lose this, like, it's over.
Done.
Because, like,
If you're
this
Blue
is your
Guys are
tournament stock.
thinking, I'm losing out on $50.
So now we're going to see maybe a lot more defensive play here. Blue Guys getting the read down, the 3-hit string coming down onto Radish. Radish looking for more of that aggressive action with the orb. He is going to get hit, but a lot of these axe things, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it back on stage. He will make it back, actually. Very good maneuvering in the air from Radish. And he's looking to get the moves now and put the hurt on the Blue Guys. He's trying to go for something, but he can't quite find it. Blue Guys gets the Sare. He might just look to finish it right here. Got that area completely blocked up with the Sig. And Radish is just stranded in the air. Blue Guy's looking for anything that he can get. He's so close to bringing this to a game 5, and he does do it. He is going to be able to bring this to the game 5, and now Blue Guys, after what was seemingly like a heartbreaking mistake, he holds it quite well, and he pulls it to a game 5.
I'm not even complaining. I'm just sweating over what I just saw. Blue Guys is playing just out of their mind in just that final situation in this match. I guess just the adrenaline rush of, oh, I can't make any mistakes, so I need to just make massive plays now. Just the adrenaline rush might have given him the kill that he needed and the plays that he needed to take this to a game 5. Both on their, I guess, tournament final 3 tournament stocks.
Yep, I mean, the loser of this game was out of the tournament, so we're going to see who is going to be able to put the hurt on. Blue Guys did a very fantastic job of bringing the set to game 5. The very, very entertaining series thus far, but only one person can make it through, and we're going to see who it is. I mean, both these guys have made very great statements in their gameplay as to why they want to be in that loser's final to have a chance to make it back up to the grand final to face Koi, but, I mean, again, they have to get past each other, and then they have to get past anime fans, so not an easy road by any means, but they're definitely taking the steps to take care of business right now.
Radius having a massive advantage in terms of damage. Blue Guys in the deep red and Radius not even in the orange already. Radius seems to be fishing for recovery kills at this point to take Blue Guys off the top, and they actually can get it. Radius basically having a half stock advantage in terms of damage. They must be feeling pretty well about this.
Yep, and Radish has been able to get the lead in, I think, a good amount of the games that we've seen between him and Blue Guys. It's always a matter of, I feel, Blue Guys playing from behind, and he's been able to do that pretty well in these matches, which is why it's a 5-game set instead of like a 3-game set.
Radius going in another time with the recovery, having the massive lead.
Oh my.
Sidelight into GC and competitive, a beautiful lead, having a massive lead right now in this game 5. But Blue Guys has been playing from the back foot the entire set, so this doesn't mean by any means that they're out completely.
There's one time where you had to clutch up, this would be the time. If you are on your last stock of the tournament, knowing that a loss here puts you out forever, basically, you have to do everything you can in your power to stay alive. And Blue Guys knows that. He gets the very nice read, and he is going to take down Radish to 2 stocks now. So now he's got to play very carefully to not take too much damage while also being able to deliver a lot of damage back. It's a very, very tough task, but it's one that he has to do if he wants to make it back to the grand final.
Blue Guy saying, I'm not gonna go out on a 3 stock. I'm not gonna go out without a fight. If I'm gonna go out, I'm at least gonna make a statement that I fought back. And he does that pretty well.
Yep. He's really trying his hardest to stay alive right now, but Blue Guys is taking so much damage, and against Petra, it is so hard to really have any room for error because her SIGs are just so lethal, and the recovery will finish it. That will finish the set 3-2 in favor of Radish. Blue Guys, despite his best efforts, will not advance to the losers final, and unfortunately he is out of the tournament, but that was a very good series, and we're just going to get him straight in to the losers final. Anime Fan versus Radish. And it is getting spicy in here, guys. It's getting very spicy.
Performance of both these players that we just saw was absolutely amazing. Well played to Blue Guys, winning the $50 prize pool for getting 4th place. And Radish versus Anime Fan will be the battle of 3rd and 4th place, being $100 and $150.
I mean, money, if you're playing for money, you're going to do everything you can to win, right? I mean, that's why, it makes sense. But on the other hand, you know, this has been a very good day of games. Like, no one wants to lose, right? Like, even if there was no money involved, I mean, you know, it's not...
Just the bragging rights are enough to make you go to the extreme, just the fullest of your capabilities.
Yup. And now we're in the losers final. Radish versus Anime Fan. Winner will go on to face Zakoi in grand finals, but I'm going to focus on the losers final for right now. And again, both of these players have a very distinct playstyle that they like to go for, so I think this is going on to the what is it, the Koji. He was on the Bode Bar before, so very interesting that he decided to go for the Koji.
I can honestly understand the swap. I think both of these weapons play really well into gauntlets and into orb. So maybe the matchup advantage might help out Anime Fan a little bit there. It might be the support that they need. And a beautiful GC and Sig to build up even more damage on Radish. But the damage still ends up being pretty even, just trading singular or just second or two sets of hits constantly over each other. Radish going in deep with the side check on the gauntlets. Ooh, that spot dodge from Anime Fan could have been the end for them if Radish managed to get a punish on it. And they missed the GCD light into recovery. That might hurt them if Anime Fan gets the kill before Radish in the end. Missing the D-light recovery on Radish their part might have hurt them in the long run.
I mean, there's a lot of movement going on with Anime Fan. He's always moving. And Radish is too, but to me it feels like Anime Fan is moving just faster. He's just a lot more like, I guess not responsive, but just for like a better term, I guess responsive. He's always moving, always making sure he's always repositioning. So that also plays a huge role into how these matches will play out because, you know, if you're moving more, you're not going to get hit as much, assuming that, you know, you're able to dodge the actual attacks that are thrown your way.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I honestly understand why they're playing, why they're reliant on so much movement. Because they know that with the weapons that the opponent have, if I stand still for just a millisecond too long, I'm just gonna get a hit with a true combo or something very devastating. Anime Fan barely making it back to the stage and uppercuts the G-Sig from Radish out of them. A beautiful play on Anime Fan's part. Building up the damage even more, getting the recovery.
Well,
The side there doesn't take it. Wow. G-Sig again?
Yeah, there's no way out of that one. He kind of knew he was down there. Again, that's why D-Sig can work really well on Petra. But again, the damage on Radish is pretty decent. But again, there's two things, right? Like Koji is a pretty frail legend, and also Petra does a lot of damage just in general. So it's definitely able to be brought back in favor of Radish right now. But right now, it's looking like Anime Fan's game to lose.
That's right. And also just Orb being extremely destructive just off one read. Like just one correct read on lower damage can give you an entire ladder up to the top of some stages. And even when they're in orange, you can still get a pretty decent ladder to take them all the way to red. But Raiders doesn't seem to get any of these ladders. Instead, Anime Fan is just hitting back hard and trying to build up the damage even further. But the D-Light recovery in favor of Anime Fan might already kill Radish.
Yeah,
Beautiful sidelight into Nair recovery by Radish there. I was thinking Anime Fan had the advantage, but nope, Radish just gets an extremely early kill with the recovery on Orb.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't finish him off fast enough. I mean, he had the damage lead, but he slowly but surely Radish was getting these short trades and these short favorable trades, I should say, and he was just able to convert it all into a win there. So, yep, now it's going to be even stocks and just about even damage, but again, I mean, Anime Fan was just letting Radish kind of hit him over and over again, and he kind of just took it all at once. So now we're going to see how they decide to finish off this game. Who will be more clutch in this situation?
I think the kill efficiency, the issue that Anime Fan just had, it's not the first time that we actually saw that in this tournament. I think it also happened in Blue Guys versus Hazen, where I think Blue Guys just had, I can't remember who it was, but because they had trouble getting the kill. But Raiders doesn't have trouble getting the kill, getting the GCD light edge recovery to take that game. 80 damage difference, kind of massive. And Anime Fan looks like they're gonna take the swap. Never mind, they're just switching the skin to the crossover.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard a lot of commentary about crossovers and things of that nature. Sometimes it might actually just be the difference maker.
I'm wondering why people leave open Demon Island against Radish when they just have such easy D6 on that map with the small walls.
I mean, maybe they just don't think it's enough of a difference to justify switching to another map.
Fair enough, I guess. But seeing how Radish played in the previous match, in the previous set even, on this map, Like you think that they would be aware that this is kind of, I guess, raid is their domain, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're playing these kinds of games, I guess you gotta put it on like a scale of what you consider to be problematic for you and what you think you can change. I guess just doesn't think that it's enough of a difference. An anime fan hits a clean D-Light Ensig and takes Raditch down to 2 stocks.
That was actually beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, that combo that anime fan just pulled off is extremely tight to pull off, but if you do it right, it's 2 frames. So that was very beautiful to see. And it's also just a very different dynamic in this match. Anime fan just having the massive lead in this match feels so different from what we saw earlier.
Yep, he's playing faster and he's getting the opportunities. Again, that's what I like to see. I mean, people that adapt from game to game, you know, even if they don't end up winning, it's gonna be beneficial in the long run, because you can't just play statically. You have to change up your play style if what you're doing isn't working.
Yeah, that is true. And Anime Fan got a massive lead by doing so. That he has now D-Sig. Doesn't hit Anime Fan. They stall a little bit in the air and avoid the D-Sig by doing so. GC Breakdance takes out Radish. Looking like a potential 3-stock on Anime Fan's side.
Yeah, but at the same time, he has a lot of damage, so it's gonna be very hard to finish him off while also not taking damage of his own. Oh my gosh, he got the read and he's able to just, well, he died, but even before that, he got the reads. A lot of vertical gameplay going on with the bow, Ensig and the Enlight. Or sorry, no, the Nair, not Enlight.
It was actually, that can potentially be a very important interaction, because any piece of damage, any hit you get might make the difference between winning or losing a stock and therefore a game.
Cute. Yeah, I mean, this one is, I think, all anime fan
Beautiful.
right here.
Player two
Gonna
wins.
take the game in this case.
A beautiful adaptation, what you just said. I think what Anime was thinking was like, okay, I know how you play, let's do this stuff again, and this time I'm gonna win. Beautiful on Anime Fan's part. But now Demon Island being struck out by Raiders themselves. Going to Apocalypse this time.
Yeah, so again, they're gonna stay on their characters, and you know, I can't really blame them. I think those are both the 2 characters that they can have the most success with. And now we're on Apocalypse, which is not Demon Island. So we'll see how these 2 fare on this map now.
Raiders getting a lot of nairs onto Anime Fan and getting a lot of damage by doing so. Double Enlight on the orb, putting Anime Fan in the orbit already. That just went by insanely fast, and we're just 20 seconds in the game. Anime Fan is already at risk of just dying of one good play on the side of Radish.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at this, I mean, that getting an early advantage can be super, super important, because as long as you maintain that advantage, you're not going to lose. So you definitely want to try your hardest to not have that happen to you. But I mean, at the same time, Anime Fan is playing very carefully. He's able to return some of that damage back onto Radish. Obviously, he's very scared of getting N-sigged or sorry, D-sigged or getting ground pound. So he's just playing that edge game very carefully. So you have to respect the Petra. She can absolutely destroy you if given the opportunity.
Anime Fan going for the punish on the GC and Does he get to the edge guard? Yes, they do. Double dare to take the stock off the Raiders while they themselves are in the deep red. Beautiful plays.
Yeah, using those recoveries can be good, but it can also be a bad thing if your opponent likes to play off stage, because they know exactly where you're going to go. And you kind of also have a point where you're stationary, so you can't really do anything if they decide to punish you. Fortunately, Petra gets the return kill onto Anime.
Oh, GCD light into Nair through combo puts Anime Fan on the wall, but Raiders doesn't seem to capitalize on it.
No, I mean, again, the game is very even right now. I do believe the score is 1-1.
Yeah, that's correct. It's 1-1.
Yeah, so rather similar to the last set that we had so far, but both these guys are playing with poise, and they're playing very carefully. Because, I mean, neither of them wants to get eliminated, but it can only be one that makes it up to the grand final.
That they seem to respect each other a whole lot. Like, I know what the other guy's capable of after seeing them playing already, facing them in the previous 2 matches. So knowing their opponent better might make them a bit more cautious of what they might and might not do.
Yep, I mean, you can't really disrespect your opponent. If they made it this far, you better respect your opponent. Or you're asking for a world of hurt, you know?
That is true.
Right, so the game is pretty even right now, and he does not die to the Sig. That's going to be the punish coming in for Anime Fan. The end light coming in very fast, very quick punish option coming in. And oh my gosh, he gets a very quick D-Sig unarmed. And that's going to bring Anime Fan down to 1 stock. That was really quick.
Yeah, if you blinked, you missed it. Anime Raid is going for the signature D-Sig.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the orb, putting Anime Fan even further off stage.
Yeah, he burned his dodge, so he didn't have any options.
Radish didn't die. Okay, there he goes. So Anime Fan a little bit behind the damage, basically yellow/orange, but not too far gone.
Yep, they both have to kind of play very, very carefully. Neither one of them wants to make a game-losing mistake. But again, I mean, it's just so close. I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, I noticed that the movement on Anime Fan has slowed down slightly because I guess he doesn't really want to make any potential mistakes that could... Like, he doesn't want to maybe accidentally dash into a dangerous D-Sig on the gauntlet of Petra or run into side Sig, you know? The game is really close right now, so they're kind of playing more defensively.
I get what you mean. I also kind of recognize it a bit. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm at much greater risk, and when I lose this game, I need to win both of them. And I'm gonna play calmer, but Radish is still gonna get that side Sig on the gauntlets to take out Anime Fan and take the 3rd game 2-1 in favor of Radish. Anime Fan needs to win the following 2 games to make it through the grand finals, whereas Radish only needs to win 1 to face Zakoi in grand finals.
Yeah, and again, Zakoi has been looking good, so I'm sure that both of them don't want to look weak going into that match. You know?
That is for certain.
I have nothing more to say on that. So we'll see what map they decide to go to. They decide to go back to Demon Island. Radish in his comfort zone, looking to put the 3-1 victory under his belt to advance to grand finals. But Anime Fan still very much in this game, very much in this set.
Brawl.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one.
I think we have a very good potential of seeing a 2-2 in terms of games. Because it feels like these games have been going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, because they're constantly adapting. They're constantly looking at what they're doing. They're thinking about what they're doing. And they're making the necessary changes to keep the game and the set competitive. That's why the sets are 3-0. I think we've only had one 3-0 so far, and that was Zakoi to Anime Fan. So every match in the top 4 outside of that has been a 5-game series. So I'm sure Anime Fan is hoping that happens to him as well. He's got to play the part to get there as well. Wow.
The beautiful
Wow.
antic from Radish taking out Anime Fan and the first minute of this game.
So not only did he get the read, but he also was able to get the kill off the top of the stage. That is crazy. Again, I mean, Petra is so strong with these 6. So much force.
Petra is just, I guess, a maniac. I have no other way to describe it. Raiders trying to extend their lead even further, gets the recovery but doesn't capitalize on it. It gets dared by Anime Fan. Weapon throw into, unfortunately, nothing.
Oh my gosh, that's so deep. It does not get the punish, unfortunately. Anime Fan knows what he has to do, but I don't know if he's able to get it done. Radish is just not giving him any opportunities. He misses out just barely on the sword recovery there. And
That
neither one of them
recovery
are
might
attacking.
hurt.
Yeah, and it's going to take him out. I mean, you were correct. It did hurt. It did end up taking him out. But look at how cautiously they're both playing. Like, neither of them throw anything for a good while. And Radish is in the lead.
I think they're just playing like a weave and wait game. Like they're just walking around each other basically, and waiting for the first one to actually do something that seems punishable.
Oh,
There's that vertical gameplay there. Weapon throw into ground bump. Coming out from raid is barely does not take the stock off Anime Fan, and because of that, Anime Fan is now hitting back hard with the D-Light combos on their bow. Oh, this is extremely close. Cider from Raiders coming out on the orb, taking out Anime Fan to the left side of the stage. Anime Fan potentially being on their tournament stock here.
I mean, you can see that, Anime Fan with the bow was trying to punish Radish every single time that he went onto the ground. You notice that every time maybe he came back from jumping, he did the dash D-Light. But eventually, Radish caught onto that, I feel, and he was able to kind of turn it around, so he was able to get those opportunities. And it was also on the bow, too. It was not on the sword. So now, Anime Fan, fighting for his life in the tournament right now, needs to find a miracle win against Radish, or he's going to be seeing, not going to be seeing Grand Final today.
Anime Fan going for the 2-frame combo, but Radish knows it's coming out and dodges it out.
Oh my gosh.
That was insane. GCD coming out from Anime Fan doesn't kill Radish quite yet. Nerf's coming in clutch, but the second one takes it.
He knows what he has to do, and he's getting it done. He has one more stock that he has to take off of Radish to secure his spot in this best of 5. So he can potentially win it and go on to face Zakoi, who 3-0'd him in the winner's final. But Radish not going to let him have it. That's going to be the 3-1 victory, and Radish will go on to face Zakoi in the grand finals. So just a quick reminder, this is a best of 5. If Zakoi wins the set, then he will win the tournament as he is on the winner's side. If Radish wins this set, we will go to a grand final reset, at which another best of 5 will be played to determine the winner. So Zakoi clearly wants to take this set and be done with it. He does not, I don't think anyone wants to have to play 2 sets, but Radish, he's in the zone. He's in the zone. He wants this, but Zakoi wants it just as badly. The difference is who wants it more.
Looking at something from the initial brackets, Radius lost their third set, but made it all the way to grand finals via losers. That's
Really?
something that deserves. Yeah. Let's see if I'm not mistaken. Yep, losers round 3 in pool A2. That's where
crazy.
they went to losers. That is insane.
Reminds me of in the LCS when TSM lost their first best of 5 match in the playoffs to Golden Guardians, and they had to win, I believe, 5 best of 5s against some of the North America's top teams, and they were not only able to make it back to the grand finals, but they also won the entire split. So Radish looking to make a miracle run here against Zakoi, who's looking to put that to sleep and claim his self as the winner of the North American Fool's Gold 1v1 tournament.
Raiders going in deep, getting hit by the weapon throw. Zakoi going out for the ground pound, but doesn't quite get it. Raiders getting the GCD light recovery through combo to build even more damage on Zakoi and gets them off stage. Slide charge side sig, interesting option coming out from Radish. Ooh, reversed GC and Sig, taking out Zakoi's first stock.
Guys, I'm not trying to, it's maybe a little early, but Radish, this is the smell of a miracle run, a miracle comeback coming on. As I don't know if Zakoi was ready for the pressure, tries for the ground pound, but it's immediately stopped by the N-Sig on the orb. Radish is playing like a man possessed. Zakoi might have his work cut out for him in this one. May not be as easy as he maybe was expecting.
This is the third time Zakoi did this. Come on, man.
Yep. He puts it away with the Russian Mafia. Zakoi is saying, all right, we got to do this a bit, I guess lock it down a bit more, but again, there's a reason why Zakoi was in winner's side of the grand finals, but Radish looking to make a statement here today from losing in the third round, making it all the way to grand finals. Zakoi's getting the better of him actually, with the unarmed gameplay. So
I think what Zakoi has one trick up his sleeve, and that's just the way the tournament works. Just even if if Radish wins this set, Sakoi still has the reset at hand, which might allow them to adapt a little bit better to Radish. So I think Sakoi might be just testing the waters here, seeing what Radish can actually do before actually fully adapting, since they have so much room to work with.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's a fair assumption. But at the same time, right? Like, you know, Zakoi. It's not like Zakoi is either doomed, right? You know, it might look like he's probably gonna lose this game, but again, he still has potential. He has one set. He just got the kill on a Radish here, so he is still very much, I believe, favored to win this. But Radish is also making a very strong statement here, saying, "Yes, I'm from win or loser side, but that does not mean I can play like I'm on loser side." Because right now he's playing like he's on winner's side. Zakoi gonna get taken out by the side light, side air, and Radish will go up 1-0 in the grand finals against Zakoi.
Damage difference is over 200. This is actually insane coming out from Radish. Like a madman that just went very early in the tournament to losers and just makes this comeback against a very known pro player, I guess you could say, is actually insane. And Sakoi might be, yeah, there we go, the Koji coming out. Watching Anime Fan, they were like, you went Koji, you didn't win, I can do it better. Oh, I'm curious to see if this actually was the swap, because Sakoi seemed to be doing pretty decent even though they lost with a full stock. By a full stock, I should say. So maybe just you staying on the Ganesh and adapting might have been the play, but now they're going on the Koji, so we will see what was the play in the end.
Alright, I guess they're trying to decide what map that they want to play on Radish.
Going to Small Mammoth again.
Alright, and as we said, I mean, Koji will be what Zakoi decides to play into Petra. Again, 1-0 up in the set, Radish against Zakoi. And yeah, let's see how they decide to fare in this matchup. Zakoi definitely shaken up by that first game, but it's a new game, a new opportunity, a new potential way to secure his win here.
I think what might hold Sakoi back a bit is the fact that the weapons are just so different. Like Hammer just being a massive heavy weapon, and Spear also having pretty generous hitboxing, plays so different from Bow and Sword, which are arguably very much more precise weapons. And Radish doesn't care about the switch on Sakoi's side, they just go in like a madman, building up the damage even further and further. But Sakoi hitting back hard with the double D-Light combo on the Sword.
He's not able to finish it, however, and we'll give Radish an opportunity to find his way back to potentially take the stock off of Zakoi. But again, the damage is very even, a lot more even than I think in the first round. Oh, he does not get the punish there, despite the whiff signature, and Zakoi comes back potentially with the recovery, but is not going to find the nair on the sword. Radish is going to get taken out here, and Zakoi will find first strike against Radish.
Ooh, but look at the damage dealt on Sakoi. Radish just need one good sig or one good hit to take out the stock and even up the stock count. There we go, Sirelights there. Doesn't quite take it yet, but perhaps Radish is going to throw out another D-Sig. They do, but it doesn't quite reach Sakoi.
I mean, and again, Radish, I mean, he was just so far into the map, he tried to go on the other side. He wasn't able to get the kill down. Petra, she's powerful, but like, she can't work miracles. But she did get the kill on Zakoi with that signature, so that is very good if you're Radish. Zakoi still in this one. Very even damage, very even game.
Radish trying to not play from a massive back foot. Like they're trying to minimize how far they are behind as much as possible. But Zakoi doesn't care. They just go on to build up the damage even further and further. Radish getting a beautiful recovery read. And Zakoi going down with a beautiful ground pound. Yeah, this is Sakoi's game to win now.
Yep, that was a very good read off stage. He found the way that Radish wanted to come back onto the stage, and he's like, I know what you're going to do. And he shuts it down almost immediately. Radish now playing on the back foot, I feel, for the first time in the series, in a way that could end up losing him the game.
But losing the game does not mean losing the set still. It's like Radish can possibly avoid still losing this. Like they still have enough games to work with in a 1-1 situation, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. Oh, that is a very nice. I believe that's would be a mix-up. Did not go for the recovery, instead went for the neutral sig. Goes for the recovery this time around, and that is going to shut it down. Zakoi ties up the series 1-1.
They get a 200 damage difference, but this time in favor of Sakoi. The switch to Koji might have been the play here. Oh, this match is, I don't know, man, how to describe it. Like, I'm just, I guess my mind is just feasting off the how would we say this, the echelon of play that we're seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely extremely happy with what's been going on, but especially Radish. Like, we'll get to Zakoi in a minute, but Radish, I mean, you mentioned this, but he had to come all the way. His entire run basically has been in the loser's side. And here he is in the grand finals, playing against Zakoi, making Zakoi work for his win. But on the other hand, if you're Zakoi, you're thinking, okay, because he has had a pretty impressive run here himself. I mean, yeah, Raiders making the miracle run would be cool, but Zakoi at the same time, he did not drop a match, or rather, he did not drop a set. He did not drop a set at all, and he's still here in the grand finals winner's side. So a lot of accolades and respect to be given on both sides here, and this is why it's making this a really, really good grand final.
With Sakoi dropping the D-Light recovery that they had. Probably didn't expect the GCD light to hit, but it did hit anyway, so they did go for the follow-up there. Radish is now very damaged, so maybe one good Sigil, one good D-Light combo again might take Radish their first stock. But they get the beautiful punish on the GC D-Sig and get their N-Sig of their own. Beautiful plays made by Radish there.
Yeah, I mean, Zakoi really was trying to go in for that, but he got spaced out, and he got massively punished for it. That is why those moves are very risky. But Radish has a lot of damage built up on his own. He has to be careful. Yep, I mean, you're just going to get yeeted off the side of the map. That's going to be Koji taking the kill over Radish.
Even the nerfs can't save Radish from that D-Sig on Koji.
Yeah, I mean, nerfs can only do so much. Zakoi gets a very nice string sword, or sword string, onto Radish, and that is a quick suck taken Zakoi, showing what he is on the winner's side of grand finals. A beautiful thing, and he might not be done. He goes even more in. Zakoi, he's playing like a man possessed right now. He saw Radish the miracle run. Lights out, Zakoi. What just happened? He's like, okay.
Flip it.
He's like, I see you. And he's like, I don't see you anymore because you're done. Oh. That is just absolutely just destroyed from Zakoi there.
Radish saying their game crashed in the game chat. Ooh, okay. Like, it seemed a bit suspicious, let's be honest. What Zakoi did was very insane, but like, Radish literally not doing anything. Kind of seemed suspicious. They had everything. They didn't jump, they didn't dodge. Like, I already was assuming, okay, something seems not right here.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I mean, if his game did crash, now that definitely has to be taken into account. I mean, that does feel bad. I mean, on the other hand, you know, it is a grand final, and you always want to make sure you have the best thing possible. So that does suck for Radish. But if you're Zakoi, I mean, I don't really know what you do here. Like, you gotta keep going, I guess.
So must go on even when you crash in the grand finals. So, let's see.
Yep, I mean, definitely make sure that you're able to have everything you need. But Radish, I mean, I'm not super concerned for Radish. I think he's still be doing very well, and given that his computer is not crashing, or his game not crashing, I think he'll again do just fine. Just gotta say in it. You're like, hey, happens. You just move on and you deal with it as it goes.
Very unfortunate for Radish, of course, but there's realistically nothing you can do. It just happens. It's out of your control. That's probably the worst part. Being like, oh wow, this isn't something I can prevent myself. Possibly I don't know what happened, but I just lost a very important part of the match there.
Yeah, see, he's getting right back to it. He's putting the hurt on Zakoi right now. I mean, showing that, yeah, his game very clearly did crash. He didn't just suddenly drop off in skill. Radish. But I mean, like, regardless, I love seeing Radish play in this tournament so far. I don't know if he played in winners, but I definitely hope he considers playing in springs because he's definitely good. He's definitely good. He even took a stock off Zakoi in this match. So Radish playing from behind, probably one of the most hard modes you could ever have in a tournament.
Like if playing against Sakoi, like this is any indicator of how Radish, their skill level, then Radish is definitely forced to be reckoned with if you're ever facing them in a tournament.
Yep, and he's getting 2v1. He's having to face Zakoi and he's having to face his game crash. So honestly, if he's able to pull out the win here, that'd be pretty insane. But Zakoi is looking to try and get the edge guard here. Doesn't get the nair. He does get the Sair, however, and he's going to top him from getting another weapon. Again, this is Zakoi. This is what he does. He makes sure that you know that you are on the back foot, and he does these things. He tries to go for these really good reads. He goes for these edge guards. He goes for the weapon pressure, and all these things add up over time. And Zakoi is able to put himself in a position where he has a very commanding lead, even if it doesn't feel it. The damage may be even, but the pressure definitely is not even.
Like realistically, based off gameplay, I think Sakoi has the better chance of winning this, but I just want to see Radish win this, just for the sake of having like a story of, hey, I made a massive losers run, going out in the third round of the tournament, my game even crashed, I have to face Sakoi in the grand finals of all people, and then still taking the W out of the time tournament. That would be one hell of an amazing story.
Oh, definitely. Radish is definitely playing super good. Both these players are playing super well, actually, and just being able to see both these guys just like face off against each other. Radish actually up right now in the game, if only slightly due to the damage lead. But Zakoi looking to have to play this very carefully. Radish is going to go down to the D-Light recovery, but Zakoi needs to put this game away. If he wins this one, that is the game, set, and match. That is the winner of the Fool's Gold tournament. If he loses this, Radish still has a chance to reset the bracket and send them to the loser's side of Grand Finals. But again, Zakoi doesn't look like he wants it.
Yeah, Sakoi fighting for that money, for that 50 extra dollars. Because first place gets $200 and second place gets 150. And they both really seem to want it. And also just want the fame of being the one that wins the tournament.
I mean, definitely. I mean, that comes with a lot of pride. That comes with a lot of
Bragging
money
rights.
also. But Zakoi is on the verge right now of actually losing this game. He's taking a lot of damage. Misses.
Radish dropping the true combo. That might hurt in the long run if Sakoi manages to capitalize on this and being able to live a little bit longer. But the second sidelight Sair does connect. Radish turns this into a 2-2 situation in terms of games. If Radish wins the next game in this set, they will go to a reset.
Yeah, I mean, this is very impressive from Radish. I mean, keeps the mental in, keeps it locked in, and he knows what his job is. He knows what he has to do, and he gets the job done. I mean, and Zakoi, again, you know, he was trying to go in for that when he had his opportunity, but fortunately, the cards were not in his favor that time.
Oh, Sakoi was probably thinking about the pick and still is sticking with the Koji.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would stick with the Koji. I think it's been working well for him. So now we are in a situation where we are playing for the championship. Winner of this, if Zakoi wins, he wins the whole thing. If Radish wins, we go to a grand finals reset.
Oh, this is all or nothing for Radish.
Yep.
Oh, I always wonder what is going through one's head in this situation. We're just on the verge of getting the full W or just losing out on a massive cash prize.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting, but Zakoi, again, he doesn't want to lose this, and neither does Radish, so we're going to see just who wants it more.
Radish double end light goes for a third one, doesn't quite connect. Zakoi switching over to the sword. Two nairs, can they get a third? No, they can't, but Radish getting the GC sidelight into the set. Yeah. Apologies.
Oh, that caught him, actually.
Yeah, that answer is massive. Radish now having a slight damage lead. Can they capitalize on that even further? No, they can't, and Zakoi tries to get the extended punish.
Yeah, I mean, Zakoi trying to find these punishes on the side. He does get the very beautiful
Didn't
end
kill.
Yeah, it didn't kill, but I mean, that's still damage. You just gotta remember to keep a cool head. Even if it doesn't kill, don't go away with your game plan. He's trying to get that end sig because he knows it's going to kill this time around, but he's gotta work through the steps. He's gotta take the necessary precautions so he doesn't accidentally get killed with a sig or an end light or something like that, basically, and dies.
That handshake coming out from Reyes must be fear-inducing for Zakoi though. Just knowing that I have that massive of an option they can just throw out as easy as that handshake must be scary. But they just go for the silent recovery to take the second stock of Zakoi. It's basically even right now.
Now, one thing to consider here is as the set goes on, how these players decide that they want to do fatigue, right? Because that definitely starts to set in, like mental fatigue. You've been playing a lot, especially if you are in the grand finals, right? So if Radish wins this, you have to think, what is Zakoi thinking? What's going on in his mind right now compared to Radish? You have to take into account mental is going to set in at some point, right? So you just have to play through it. How do you deal with that kind of fatigue?
That is true, but Zakoi doesn't seem to care. They are just going at it, building up damage on Radish, putting them in the red already. I think D-Light and Second Bow might already kill Radish at this point. But they go for a GCT sig again. D-Light Nair doesn't quite kill yet. I think Zakoi might just be looking for a thing that Radish does that they can punish easily. Like, I wouldn't take massive risk just to go for the kill in this situation if I were Zakoi. I think the same can be said for Radish in the sense that they don't want to take any risks when they use such high damage.
They are definitely playing like they do not want to, like... I don't know. It reminds me of like putting two magnets together that have the same pole and it's like repelling. Like they don't want to come close to each other.
I like that analogy.
But now, I mean, you're gonna see Zakoi take the stock off of Radish, and Radish is now on his tournament stock. If he loses his stock, that's it.
Ooh. Look at the damage on Zakoi. Another end stick might take it, but they go for the slide charge side stick, and Zakoi barely manages to dodge it by jumping over.
Yep, this is a very true fact. Zakoi trying to find some damage in Radish. Also trying to find his way in, but he's just getting nared off of the stage. Zakoi gets recovered by Radish, and now both of these guys are on their last stock. But this last stock has massive implications for the rest of the tournament. Oh, that was a very nice read right there.
Oh, Zakoi, don't go off stage like that. This is your final stock before the reset. Radish going wild with the dare combo on the orb.
Yeah, but he's feeling confident. That's going to be the D-Stick that's not going to kill, but that's going to send him very far off stage. No weapon to spawn. The weapon will now spawn. Radish is not going to pick up his orb. Zakoi finds it. That's going to be the
recovery.
And that's going
the
to
tournament.
Zakoi is the North American Fool's Gold 1v1 champion. Takes it 3-2 in favor of Zakoi. That, my friends, is how you do it. And Zakoi is able to take the victory. Radish will come in second place. A very, very good tournament. A very, very good set. And despite the internet woes, I mean, Radish still making it very competitive. Respect has to be given to Radish as well for how far he came despite going into the losers bracket early.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's definitely some respect to be had for Radish just making that insane run. Winning one or losing one set early in a tournament, not dropping a set throughout the tournament for the rest of it until grand finals against Zakoi. And even then, there was a 3-2. Am I saying that right? 3-2 or was it 3-1? I'm not sure anymore.
I believe it's 3-2.
Yeah, exactly. So in a 3-2 situation, that deserves respect, my man. Well played to Zakoi taking the $200 prize pool. Raid is making an insane run and getting the 150. Let's see. Blue guys also third place, $100. Let's see if I'm not mistaken. I'm too tired for this, man. And
But
I'm really tired for just watching the insane gameplay, Norman. How about you?
no,
Like, it was really fun and also exhausting.
I came in, I wanted to see good Brawlhalla gameplay, and that is exactly what I got to see. Congratulations to the winners, and congratulations, thank you to everyone that took part in this tournament as well. Remember, there is still the 2v2 Fool's Gold on April 18th. So definitely, I believe registration is still open for that. So stay tuned for that. And I had a fun time here. I enjoyed watching people play and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing else to say. Thank you, Brawl League, for having me. This was sick. Thank you to my co-streamer Blackout. He's a beast, man. Like, he definitely knows what he's doing. So you know, I have nothing else to say personally. So yeah.
No, I don't either. So let's just call it a day then.
Alrighty, well, this has been the Fool's Gold North America 1v1 tournament. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and until next time, see you later.
Bye bye.
Come on.
We can rock with a rhythm. We can rock, rock, rock.